Woke up sweating, portfolio bleeding, accounting the red like the feds are repeating. Every damn candle was looking deceiving. Jumped at the top, now I'm stuck here receiving. Leverage was heavy, my ego was deadly. Clicked up a call, now my balance is empty. Tried to escape, but the biz disappeared. Now I'm free falling with nobody near. Bid side vanished, spread got vicious. Every damn trade turned sacrilegious. Algorithms cooking, liquidity missing. Sharks in the water, I'm looking delicious. SEC knocking, they tracking my exits, but jokes on them. I ain't got no exes. All of my equities burned to a crisp. Got nothing but debt and a death wish. I played the charts like a symphony, but the rug got pulled in the first degree. Every tick was a guillotine. Now I'm running from the banks like a felony. I barely got out alive. Sold my soul just to buy the high. Took a loan just to make it right. Now I'm paying my rent with a market dive. All my calls got euthanized. Watching bears just eat me alive. Limit up, then it crashed through the floor. Now I'm sleeping outside of the brokerage door. Limit up, limit down, markets in flames. Brokers went ghost like they changed their names. Liquidity drained, every spread insane. All my positions got sent to the grave. Bid side rotted, ass side bloated. SEC laughing like they already know it. Dumped at the top, now the vault is corroded. Leverage exploded, I'm fully demoted. Bulls got buried, bears went rabid. Turn my whole stack to a market hazard. Options decay like a corpse in the attic. Taste I kept eating like it's automatic. Hedges got hungry, they chewed on the weak. Swallowed my equity, spit out receipts. Lost so much cash I should file a claim, but my brokers in hiding ain't taking the blame. I played the charts like a symphony, but the rug got pulled in the first degree. Every tick was a guillotine. Now I'm running from the banks like a felony. I barely got out alive. Sold my soul just to buy the high. Took a loan just to make it right. Now I'm paying my rent with a market dive. All my calls got euthanized. Watching bears just eat me alive. Limit up, then it crashed through the floor. Now I'm sleeping outside of the brokerage door. Circuit breakers couldn't stop this crash. I was too deep, now I'm wiped off the map. Made my whole stack off a leverage bet. Now the repo man's knocking like, where's it at? I barely got out alive. Sold my soul just to buy the high. Took a loan just to make it right. Now I'm paying my rent with a market dive. All my calls got euthanized. Watching bears just eat me alive. Lit it up, then it crashed through the floor. Now I'm sleeping outside of the brokerage door.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and TGIF. Folks, if there was ever a day that I felt like I was chewed up and spit out by a hippo, today would be that day. Today would be that day. Yesterday was nuts, and it's just leading into what's going to most likely be another insane day. If you missed it, if you were living under a rock and you didn't realize it, we had one of the most entertaining, dramatic days in the world and politics and the market ever yesterday, because the world's most wealthy man and the world's most powerful man decided to basically live stream their bromance breakup. Which is going to lead to, like I said, a very eventful day today, because not only is it the end of the week, but we have important employment numbers coming out, the unemployment report, the non-farm payrolls, and the average hourly earnings all coming out in a mere 5 to 6 minutes. So it's just going to be nuts. It's going to be absolutely nuts. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I put up a poll. Feel free to vote. Do you think right now, today, I'm not talking about long-term investing. I'm talking about for today. Do you think this is, like I'm saying, from market open to market close today, do you think Tesla is going to be a buy or a sell? Do you think we're going to go up, or do you think we're going to go down from market open? I'm very, very curious to see where you guys are at and how you guys think this is going to play out. So, of course, I will be covering all of the news that we have thus far this morning about the whole Trump and Musk feud. So we're going to get into that. We do have some other stories that we should be covering related to how the talks are going with the U.S. and Japan, and also how the talks are going with the U.S. and China. We have some individual equities to cover just because they had earnings. Broadcom and Lululemon, we'll be going over that. But obviously, we're really going to be starting the show off with that 8:30 a.m. report, just because not only is it an important, pivotal macroeconomic data drop, but ideally, we're also going to be hearing from our boy Rick Santilli, and that's always an exciting time. So that's pretty much going to be the show. Since we are starting so early, we're going to have quite a bit of extra time, so more than happy to do some like chart breakdowns, chart reviews, answer some basic questions. And I also want to remind everyone that it is not a normal Friday. It is, in fact, a payday Friday, which means we are going to be giving away some cold hard cash. We're going to be giving away some free credits to some prop accounts. And actually, shout out to Vanquish, who is the partner of today's stream, because they did a complete redesign of their options trading thing. So I'm excited to show that to you guys as well. So we have a full show, folks. We have a lot going down, If you haven't already, hit the like button as we jack up the engagement, as you guys comment away, like, subscribe, turn on your notifications. As you do all that stuff, it tells the algorithmic overlords who run my life to get this show in front of more people, and then that makes the party that much more. So if you guys could just take one quick second out of your life to smash all the buttons, break your mouse, do whatever you need to. And on that note, we should switch things up a little bit. S&P 500 futures rise ahead of the May jobs report. That comes out in a couple minutes. And right now, here's the expectation. We are looking at the line in the sand of 4.2%. 4.2%. Non-farm payrolls, 126,000, and the average hourly earnings, 0.3. Those are the lines in the sand to be paying attention to, probably with these bottom two being a bit more important. Obviously, they're expecting May to cool off. The last time around was 177. This time they're expecting 126. So from last month to this month, obviously they're expecting a bit of a cool down, but with the unemployment, they're expecting us to hold steady at 4.2. So once again, those are the lines in the sand, and the market in pre-market is basically a bit of a recovery. We covered about halfway up through yesterday's sell-off in the SPY, a little bit less than half in the tech sector. Bitcoin bouncing off of basically 100,000 all the way up to 104, and then even Tesla getting about halfway through the bounce, kind of just like a calm, like, all right, we're not going to get this dramatic sell-off, but we're not really going to get a full recovery. It's basically struggling at 300, and I would say everyone is obviously just waiting to know what the unemployment report is and to know if any other drama is happening. So this little bounce here, I wouldn't interpret it as bullish or bearish. This is just a classic mean reversion bounce with the market saying, hey, we need more information. We got to decide what's going on. Once again, to be very, very clear, this bounce in the SPY and the Qs and Bitcoin and Tesla, the bounce, this 50-ish% bounce that we're seeing is really not indicative of anything. If anything, you could argue it's a simplistic mean reversion, and the show is about to be on the road in about 1 minute. So I even put this in the Discord early this morning. As of right now, my bias on any of this stuff is absolutely nothing. Very much, I think the term I used was we are in a wait and see period. This is not the moment to be like, yep, I'm absurdly bullish on the day or absurdly bearish. It's literally just wait and see. Let's see what all the data points are. Let's see how the big players decide to position themselves. I wouldn't be sold on partying in either camp at this moment in time. So with all of that, let me get this audio going. Let's see if our boy Rick is coming up. We do have a little bit of time, maybe a tiny bit of time, I think. We have 30 seconds. 30 seconds. All right, let's get this audio popping.
S&P futures up by 25. All right. The Nasdaq up by
Let me switch over to the SPY really quick so we can see this. We'll go to the 15-second. What's everyone's best guess? Comment away. You have 15 seconds left. Bullish or bearish? The SPY is trading at 5.95 and 60 cents. We are technically up $2 from where we closed yesterday, but this is all about to get a little bit crazy. This is all about, there we go. Bullish, apparently.
For that May jobs report. Rick Santelli is going
to it was bullish.
For us. But again,
holding
Rick,
bullish.
A lot of questions around this, particularly
holding bullish.
Weaker than anticipated numbers for the
Give us Rick.
That came earlier this week.
All right, we are up about $2, almost $2.50.
Correlate highly, but it's something to pay attention to. 139,000 jobs created on non-farm payrolls for the
All right,
month
better
of
than
May.
expected.
A smidge higher than
Average
we were
hourly
expecting.
earners.
And in the
Jobs
rearview
slightly
mirror,
up,
well,
average
there are
hourly
some
earnings up by a
revisions.
tenth, and then
We
unemployment
lose
at expectations.
95,000 over the last 2 months. All right.
Let's see what our boy
proceed
Rick
now
really has
with
to
the
say here.
unemployment rate, which remains at 4.2%. If we look at the earnings from a month-over-month perspective, it comes in up 0.4.
Expectation was 0.3.
Much better than expected. We were looking for up 0.3. In the
Thus
rearview
far,
mirror, at
so
least
good
up to
for the
this point, I don't
Bulls.
see revisions up 0.4.
Will it
That would
hold?
equal January of this year, which was the best read. To find a higher read, you're back in August of last year. Now, let's look at average hourly earnings on a year-over-year basis. Hotter than expected, 3.9. That's a couple of tenths better we're looking for. 1/10 higher than the 3.8 in the rearview mirror. That equals the first 2 months of the year, which were the highest. To find a higher
right.
number, you're going to D's of last year when
Market's
it was
holding.
4%. Average weekly hours
Market
worked.
is
and we want to always pay
holding.
close attention to this. 34.3 is wild. It's the rearview mirror. It's the windshield. It's what we arrived at this time around this month, and that means we have 3 34.3s in a row, which is building. It was 34.1 and 34.2 in Jan and Feb,
It's
respectively.
holding.
Labor force participation rate, always a welcoming event. We want to bring more
12,
people in.
10 points
It
to go
comes
to
in
hit
at
that magic
62.4.
6,000 level.
This is a miss. This is the first real miss. That's a couple tenths light, both in the rearview mirror and against expectations.
Wait, what is
It
he saying, miss?
equals the lightest read of the year, which was in February, to find a lower number. You're going all the way back to the last month of 2022. And finally, drum roll, please, we're going to look at what I call U6, the underemployment rate, because the actual employment rate I already gave you at 4.2 is considered the U3. So U6 comes in at 7.8. That means that we have back-to-back 7.8s. The lowest read was 7.5. That was January of this year. Interest rates are moving up. Listen, 139,000 isn't off the chart strong, but it's stronger than the market was looking for. And even though
We're giving a little tiny bit back from the gain, but overall, it is holding green right now.
What you can say is that you cannot say that it's happening quickly, and you cannot say it isn't accompanied by a mixed bag of other economic fundamentals. Some point to
Dude,
slower
this guy's
glide
so
path,
dapper.
some
Look
point
at
to
Rick.
better
Every
glide
day that
path.
we get to listen to Rick
Interest
is a good
rates on the
day.
week, and this is important. A 2-year close to
Yields are going up.
390 last week, so we're basically up close to 6 basis points. A 10-year closed at 441 last week. It's basically up 2 basis points. Pre-opening equities, they like this number. Back to you.
Rick, okay, thank you for wrapping that
All
all
right,
up. Stick
start
with us.
fighting with
We wanna
someone,
bring in
Rick.
some more people from our jobs panel. First up is Douglas Holtz-Aiken. He is American Action Forum president and former director of the Congressional Budget Office. Kenny Richards is
Still
senior
holding
fellow
green,
at
folks.
Groundwork Collaborative and a former
Quite the
Treasury
pump, actually.
department official. Sarah Malik
You can
is
see it better
newly
right here.
CIO
Got
and
that
the head
nice
of
pump.
equities and
Like I
fixed
said, we're
income.
giving
And
a
of course,
little
our
bit
very own
back,
Steve
but
Reisman and
overall
Mike
holding
Sandoli.
Bitcoin
Steve,
just
what
ripping
first,
with
what
it.
do you see that really jumps out at you in this report?
Haven't taken out the high, though.
It took me a while to find where the jobs were, Becky, because there's a whole bunch of negatives at the top of this report when it comes to the durable stuff and the manufacturing down 8,000, retail down 6.5. But the jobs were created where the jobs have been created. I'm looking here, just found it in the nick of time here. Healthcare up 78,000. I'm just about to get to leisure and hospitality up 48,000. There it is. So that's where the jobs were, and that's where they continue to be. Kind of interesting that you had that retail
Still pushing here.
decline 6,500. Not
Still
a big
pushing
number,
here.
but the question is whether or not how they're dealing with all the tariff situation. You did still have an increase in transportation and warehousing. That was up about 6,000.
Definitely
so that's a
holding.
good number. Kind of up and down. To me, the revisions may be pointing the direction of the weakness that we're expecting to get. They were still positive numbers, but now we seem to be settling down into a lower run rate here on jobs. Still enough to put to people who are coming into the workforce to work, and that's why you have your steady unemployment rate. Looking at the work week has been kind of steady at this 34.3 number, which is a bit low, but you know, we'll take it, Becky. We're navigating a lot of confusion for businesses, and we're hearing terrible anecdotes from businesses, but not showing up dramatically in the jobs numbers.
Okay, let's dig at this from another direction, too. Mike, we are seeing the stock movement at this point.
We're almost pushing that fresh high.
Rick pointed out that yields came a little higher as well. I guess the good news here is maybe the economy is stronger than we had been anticipating post-ADP.
Right, Becky, and certainly stronger than perhaps some folks were leaning, given some of those negative inputs like ADP. I do think it's pretty close to the sweet spot in terms of monthly job gains. Maybe you wanted even a little bit stronger to get a more emphatic equity reaction with those downward revisions, but this is fine. It enables investors to kind of, kick their acute concern for a weakening of the economy ahead by several weeks, right? We're not seeing it in the hard numbers just yet, and that's probably important because the Federal Reserve has expressed no real interest in acting anytime soon. So if you have a wait-and-see Fed, you want the real economy to hang in there. Yesterday, the S&P was down about 0.5%. Half of that decline was Tesla alone.
I was going to say.
Today, you're in the equity futures, you're getting back all of that and a little bit more as the market, let's keep in mind, is up 23% in 2 months off that low.
Half of the drop yesterday was
So,
just because of Tesla. Holy shit.
Doug, I guess the question it does beg, though, if the
That's
economy
crazy.
is stronger
Think
and if
about
the jobs market is strong, you're not looking at higher unemployment. Is that really a reason for the Fed to cut rates? We've looked at the inflation side and said, okay, inflation has not been high. Maybe the Fed
SPY's
could cut
almost
rates,
at a
but
fresh
if you look
high
at
off
the
that data
unemployment
pop. Like
picture, I
it's
guess the
right
question is,
there.
should they?
I don't see the Fed cutting anytime soon. Most of this stems from the tariff imposition, and that's a second quarter phenomenon. And I think we'll see the evidence is we'll see the price increases in the second quarter. But I think the deterioration on the employment mandate is going to be in the third
Robin
quarter.
Hood keeps going.
The Fed's going to hold because the first
75,
thing they're going to see is
Jesus.
higher prices. I mean, we've had studies out of the New York Fed, the Atlanta Fed, where they've talked to businesses in their districts, and the majority are passing along the tariffs as higher prices. And so that's going to show up quicker. That's what the Fed has to worry up front. Second half of this year, they're going to talk about
Looking
cuts,
good.
but not yet.
Kitty, you agree that the second half of this year will bring job cuts?
I think that, as Doug was saying, a lot of the uncertainty that's created by the tariffs and other kind of chaotic management of the economy by the Trump administration is only going to start really impacting
Seen
the
a
labor
lot
market
of green on the
slower
bottom
timeline.
here.
We are starting to see some of the softening.
Lot of green.
I hate to see the labor force participation dropping while unemployment stays steady. The revisions downward from the last few months are putting us on a trend for lower job growth, but
All right,
a lot of
this
the
is getting
job
a little
cuts really
boring here.
come from
Getting
those
a
increased prices for
wee
inputs.
bit
that,
boring. So let's take a little looky-see at where we're at. Like I said, it is holding. We're not at the high yesterday, but we did take out like that breakdown high that we saw at 130-ish. So the market liking it. Tesla, no surprise there, not reacting. Tesla is going to be treated very, very differently today than all the other major blue chip, especially tech stocks, just because of all the drama playing out with Tesla. So be careful on that one. Bitcoin liking what's going on. Broadcom trying to make a recovery back from its earnings yesterday. Meta crushing it. MSTR kind of flat. Netflix going up, hit an all-time high yesterday. Microsoft hit an all-time high yesterday, continuing. Palantir going. Nvidia is even looking to pop. Coin. All right, folks, we got some movement. DJT. Nvidia is interesting to me. That's some good strength there. I should probably be putting that higher up on my watch if I want to watch that one. I want to watch MSTR today. Meta all-time high. Netflix all-time high. Microsoft all-time high. Palantir recovering. I think we're going to have some opportunity today. I really, really do. Right now, the futures market, no surprise off that data report. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour, all bullish. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour, all bullish on tech as well. So right now, it does look as if we're going to open around 5986 if we were to open right now, which puts us pretty freaking close. Let me go back to SPX. Let's get that up. Here are some of the key levels. So we're roughly right around here. Obviously, we have this key technical and psychological level at 6,000. Obviously, something out of the gate that I will personally be watching. So roughly about here, and you can see it on the SPY. Let me give you this. Expected to open with an increase of about 0.8%. Obviously, I wish I had a bullish position going into this, but for me, it was a 50-50 bet because it's a data drop, so I had really no position playing the overall market. But that's the beauty of it, is you could wait for the data to hit, and then even though sometimes you might miss out on good trades, you also avoid very, very, very bad trades. So I'll be able to get right in when the market opens. How's the small cap sector reacting to this? Fuck me. Ah, man, that was the one, even in the Discord, we were talking quite a bit about this yesterday. The one play that I was thinking about keeping and holding through this report was my IWM calls. Oh, man, that was going to be a good play, too. That's a nice technical breakout. Look at small cap sector, higher highs, higher lows, consolidation, breakout. Fuck, that was a good play. Should have kept it. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. All right, so right now, things are looking way better this morning than they were yesterday. And the reason things were looking a little bit suspect yesterday was because of Tesla and because of a lot of freaking drama that was playing out. The day that Trump and Musk torched their partnership, an afternoon of escalating attacks left the men threatening to wield their power against each other. The bromance that was never bound to last, and it blew up yesterday. If you want to know the exact details of the blow up yesterday, there's a video out. We did a little bit of market close stream just to cover all the drama, but I kind of more so want to spend the time going over what's happening this morning and why things are kind of cooling off. Musk signals he's opened in a cooling off period in the Trump feud. So I guess very quickly, here's a decent recap from Bloomberg.
Elon's upset because
this was yesterday.
Took the EV mandate, and which was a lot of money for electric vehicles, and they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles, and they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And Elon knew this from the beginning. I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. And even with the black eye, I said, "You want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. Said the best things. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem. And he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars. And it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline, combustion. We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have all. We want to be able to sell everything. And
so basically, it was this live commentary that, for whatever reason, broke something in Elon's brain, and he just started popping off. And we don't need to go over all of it because we've already covered it so much. But that this little commentary is what led to. Then you had Musk responding on Twitter, and then they were going back and forth, and it just very, very quickly escalated. No one cares about the personal beef between Elon and Trump. If by being one of the biggest stories of the entire calendar year, you mean no one cares about it, then I fully agree with you. Literally half of the drop in the entire market yesterday was because of this, because of how much Tesla got hit. It literally dropped under $1 trillion market cap because of this. It was one of the largest single day drops in Tesla's history ever. What do you mean no one cares about it? It is like he's accusing the sitting president of basically being a P-file. He's like, hey, he's in the Epstein files. And then he hits back and says that this technocrat is addicted to drug. What do you mean no one cares? It's like one of the biggest stories that we've actually seen in a while. And it has huge implications on politics, on social media, on culture, on the stock market, on the economy. Dude, it's huge. It is massively, massively important. But anyway, things are cooling off, which is why we saw a bit of a pop in Tesla even before the unemployment report came out. Tesla jumps 5% in pre-market trading as the stock reels from the Trump-Musk drama. So basically things just kind of cooled off, and I'll show you exactly the moment they cooled off. From bromance to a bitter feud, a timeline of Trump and Musk's relationship. So everything was hunky-dory, and then there were some rumors of, is he getting kicked out of Doge? Does he just need to leave Doge? And all that stuff's whatever. The exciting stuff was literally just yesterday. Elon Musk says SpaceX will decommission Dragon spacecraft after Trump's threat or not. So this is the part where it got really interesting beyond just throwing pejoratives at each other. Right here. So Donald J. Trump, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I always surprised that Biden didn't do it. So right after that, you can see after the market closed yesterday, in light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. So this in itself actually became really funny. All the memes that were generated from basically the memes were of the format. All the astronauts in space realizing that Boeing's going to have to come and save them. And they obviously all had this panicked look because it really is SpaceX that is getting our astronauts. But anyway, what really calmed this down is this random fucking Alaska account right here. Yesterday when this Alaska account tweeted out, "This is a shame, this back and forth. You are both better than this. Cool off and take a step back for a couple of days." When this account tweeted it, sub 200 followers. Just a random person saying, hey, you're kind of both grown men, maybe chill. And then right here, good advice, we won't decommission the Dragon. So that was 11 hours ago. And on this advice to chill, that's actually in the overnight session where everything just started to calm down. And that's why if you have Robinhood, you can see the overnight trading in Tesla. That's pretty much right when we started to see this bounce. And granted, it went up a little bit higher. Now we're chilling below 300. And the reason it's not still going is because they were expected to talk this morning. It was being reported that they would talk today and basically kiss and make up. But then just now at 8:06 in the morning, Trump is quote unquote not interested in a call with Musk, according to White House officials. So we're getting conflicting reports today. Early on, we heard that, yes, it was being reported that they're going to talk, they're going to kiss and make up, and it's going to be great. And then about a hour later, it was reported that they're not going to talk, which is exactly why Tesla in real time is literally doing nothing, because everyone's like, what gives? Are they talking? Are they not talking? Why are we getting two completely different conflicting reports? So that's the hot tea. That's the hot drama with Tesla. Of course, we'll be watching it. But arguably maybe more exciting is what's going on in the overall market, which just got a beautiful pop off the expected unemployment numbers, more jobs than anticipated, and actually higher average hourly earnings. According to CNBC, I didn't look at it myself, but it looks like the jobs that were added, there was a lot of sectors that actually had job losses, but the one sector keeping things better than anticipated is actually the healthcare sector. That's where quite a few of the jobs were actually put in. So to break that down. Now, on top of the data drop we had this morning, the drama that's been playing out between two very powerful people, don't forget, we are also in the middle of a trade war. Xi bets Trump détente will lead to future wins on chips. So I don't know if it was Hassett or Navarro, but one of those guys this morning was saying that they're actually anticipating big developments within the U.S.-China trade talks within the next 7 days. So basically, if you do the math, by the end of week next week, we should get another big development. So this is something you got to pay attention to. And then the other trade war update in all of this craziness that we're getting is between the U.S. and Japan. And according to Japan, their trade representatives and more specifically Japanese media, they're saying that this whole thing is just like a clusterfuck. And I guess you had Lutnick and you had Navarro and you had Besant literally fighting among each other in front of the Japanese trade representatives. So the whole thing is just crazy on that side as well. So at any moment, we might be getting an update there. And then I guess we should also talk about some of these individual equities. The big ones of yesterday were Broadcom and Lululemon. So Broadcom actually beat but they dropped anyway. Broadcom beats on earnings and on revenue right here. EPS 158 versus 156, revenue 15 versus 14.99. And this is just one of those crazy situations where, yeah, you can predict earnings right, and then the market can still do react in a different way because you don't know what expectations are going to be, the future guidance more specifically. You don't know what other random commentary they're going to have. So this is the whole thing of when people ask me like, yo, is it going to beat or miss on earnings? That doesn't really matter. If you're right on that, cool, but that's not how you necessarily are making money in the market. If you predicted Broadcom's going to be, congrats, you were right. But if you had a bullish position on Broadcom, you actually did not win. And I think please correct me if I'm wrong, but we're in here to try to make money, not to predict earnings properly, because you can predict it properly and still not make money. Now, what's actually more rough than Broadcom is Lululemon, and it got crushed. Lululemon shares tumbled 23% as it cuts full year earnings guidance, citing dynamic macro environment, which is a very PR, IR approved way of saying, holy shit, we don't know what's going on right now. And obviously the market does not like that whatsoever. So that's your, I guess, quick and dirty breakdown of what's going on. I do want to remind everyone that it is in fact a Payday Friday. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. We are going to be giving away some cold hard cash, $150 to the fastest marble racer in all the land. Excuse me. And then we're also going to be giving away some Vanquish prop trading accounts. So Vanquish did an entire rebuild. So before, I'm a big fan of sim to fund and prop trading, and I know a lot of it. We've been doing it with futures, but I know more of you in here are options traders than you are futures traders. So for a long time, I was trying to seek out a company to partner up with. Vanquish was a company I like I just liked what was going on. But let's be all honest here. Their previous web integration did not look the best. It was not the most intuitive. It was not just the prettiest looking. It didn't have the best UI UX. So they said, okay, cool, we're getting all these feedbacks. So they did an entire new build, and look at this. Obviously a massive congrats. This is looking exponentially better than the last iteration. So big announcement, the fact that they did it, and that's exactly why they are running a 25% off deal and also giving you one free reset with that code Goonie. So GOONIE, make sure to apply it. You will get 25% off, one free reset, and you'll be able to test out their brand new platform. And on top of that, obviously we are partnering up with them for the Payday Friday giveaway today. So 3 of you guys who are picked off of locals will just be getting a free account regardless. And then on top of that, I'll be giving away $150 of cold hard cash. Depending on how crazy the market either is or isn't, we'll be doing the giveaway today around 10:30 a.m. So feel free to check it out. It's all pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. But they are very excited about the new platform. I am as well, because I think it looks exponentially better. So 25% off, free reset, code Goonie. We're doing the giveaway, Payday Friday. So just want to call that all out. Remember, you can throw your hat into the arena. It's free. If you want to be in the training Discord, just use that code Goonie. And then what do I have here? Oh, the newsletter. Every single Sunday, email inbox, 100% free. It's always been free, always will be free. Sign up, mattkohrs.locals.com. I break down what's going on in the market. I give you a little cheat sheet of both what's going on in earnings. Earnings season is now kind of technically over. Also a cheat sheet of all the major macroeconomic events. And then most useful is probably, especially for my day traders in here, the seasonality of each individual day. So over the past 27 years, the better part of 3 decades, the bulls have won this individual day 59% of the time. So basically 3 out of 5 times, 6 out of 10 times, the bulls do have an edge, and historically they have a profit factor of 1.61. Above 1 means you are net profitable. And here's a look at the hypothetical equity curve you would have if you bought it open and sold at close on the S&P 500 futures market on this individual day. Obviously it was bullish, and then I don't know, about 20 years ago it gave some of it back, but then over the past 17-ish years, the bulls have clearly been dominating a nice upward trend. Once again, this is the hypothetical result you would have if you bought it open and sold at close on the S&P 500 futures market. So is it the most bullish day we've ever seen? No, but the bulls do technically win on this day. I don't know if it's compelling enough to just be blindly bullish today, especially with the craziness of the drama between the leader of the free world and the world's most wealthy man. I think that's something to consider, but interesting nonetheless. All right, let's come back. All right, we're giving a little bit back, but overall the bulls are still, Tesla's getting a little bit hit right here. A little bit hit. I put up a poll, And 63% of you guys are saying you want to buy Tesla today rather than sell it. Remember, the question was from market open to market close, are you bullish or bearish? Interesting that 2 out of 3 of you in here are more so favoring the bullish side than the bearish side. Shout out to Mike Kimball, giving 5 memberships. Shout out Mike. Shout out MK. The other MK in here. Interesting. What do these other buttons do? Oh, wait, you guys are getting XP for talking in here? Community leaderboard. Trex, D&D, and David. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Wait. How do you get XP? Butt stuff is number 8. You guys right here. Butt stuff is number 8 on the leaderboard. You know you've made it in the world of streaming when butt stuff is clocking in at number 8 in your community leaderboard. So a very special and deep shout out to butt stuff. I appreciate that. I am very, very happy to go home and tell my mom about this one. Butt stuff. You know, this is exactly why I gave up using my degree in computer science and almost statistics, you know? Like, everyone thought I was crazy when I called my parents. I was like, no, Mom, I don't need to be a computer scientist anymore. I don't need to be a quant on Wall Street. I don't need my degree because I have a dream, God damn it. Mom, one day there's going to be a guy named Butt Stuff who is absurdly dominant in my community. In fact, he might even be in the top 10 in my personal trading community. And up until today, she was right. She's like, Matt, that's crazy. That's never going to happen. But look who's going to get the last laugh. Look who has to go update their LinkedIn profile now. That Butt Stuff. How do you get XP? Does anyone know? Like, what is this? I'm new to this. Does anyone know? Trex, it says 100 XP, 100 XP. So the top 3 all have 100 XP, but everyone else has 75. How do you... It doesn't tell me. Oh. What's the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in live chat. It resets every stream so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? You need to collect experience points or XP. Here's how you do it. Send live chat messages, send super chats, send super stickers. Okay, so basically if you talk a lot, it resets everyone. So it looks like there's not a carryover. It feels like this is just promoting spamming. Okay, yeah, someone just got dethroned. Oh, Trex, you're not... Okay, so it's literally just who talks. Okay, so... Someone else. Oh, Trex, you just lost it. Trex got knocked down to number 2. D&D is number 3. And Sald Ridge. It's not even showing the full name. I can't see your full name. So someone else just leapfrogged to number 1. So basically, yeah, it is promoting spam, whatever. I'm not going to ban you guys today for spamming because I feel like me reading it prompted other people to do it. Now I can't, so... I'm not going to ban you for that. That would be unfair. The real spicy, did I win? Let me see. No, you're not even in the top 10. I don't know how you get certain XP or you don't. I don't know. We can, yeah, Steve, non-spammer here, and you just took the crown from Trex somehow. Spam, so quantity over quality. I guess that's how they're doing it. This is the first time I've noticed it. I saw that some of you guys had badges and I was curious how it worked, but I guess Luke just spelling out spam individually. Hey, I guess that's one way to do it. All right, let me reload this, see where we're at. We are ready over to here. We are holding green on the SPY, the Qs, and the Russell. Even Bitcoin's holding. The only one that's looking a little bit frosty this morning is Tesla. And then, of course, Lululemon and Broadcom are still down from their earnings. The 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, 4-hour bullish on both the S&P 500 and on the NASDAQ. And then if we were to look at the daily chart, it's just this question of, are we going to hold this breakout? So obviously, we had this consolidation bull flag, if you want to call that, lower highs, higher lows. We broke out on Tuesday. We tried to go higher, and then yesterday it got a little bit crazy Thursday, and we had a bearish engulfing, and now on this report we might be fighting back. So we're going to see. Oh, shit. No spamming, trying to raise XP. How about now? Real Spicy Chef. Here, I'll try to check it out. That's so incredibly kind. No. I don't actually see you on the list at all. I don't know why. I don't know how they compute it. For some reason, you're not in the top 50. Unless I am blind. I don't know how they compute this stuff. I don't know. Just try spamming. Maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe this secret is just a spam, but I'm not seeing you on the list. I don't know. Maybe it only recounts every like 5 or 10 minutes. So maybe, I mean, it feels like it should take your stuff into account soon. So maybe, I don't know how it does it, dude. Maybe give it a quick Google search or something. It feels like you should be number one, though. So maybe they poll differently. We'll find out. I have a feeling between your spamming and sending in those super chats that it should elevate you to number one. Every hour. Oh, well, it's 9 now. Is it every hour of the stream? Maybe here, we'll revisit it at market open. And I bet Real Spicy Chef, I bet you're going to go to number one. It would be weird, in my opinion, if you did it after that. Unless someone out spams you. That's a different story then. Yeah, but you sent more super chats. I would, if I created the system, you would be number one. That would make more sense. He's number one in our hearts. All right. So we're going to obviously Vanquish. We're going to do some trades there today. When the market gets going, we're going to see the flow. But look at this. Right around 11:30, the SPY started to get hit. But the crazy turn is right here at noon when you had the commentary from Trump and then Elon started popping up. It just dragged the entire Mag 7 with it. Check this out. This is Tesla specifically right here at noon, right when the comments started flying. This shit just got crazy. It got so wildly crazy. That Delta flow just puked, and it was everything. Selling calls, buying puts, like on both fronts, the Delta was just getting absolutely annihilated. So it's going to be interesting. I have no particular prediction of where I think Tesla goes today. I did swing puts overnight just because I thought there was a better chance of the situation getting worse than better. Obviously, that prediction was somehow wrong. I cannot believe they started to kiss and make up, but it's also being reported that they really didn't kiss and make up. So I'm kind of surprised that we're not sitting at 280 right now, roughly where we were yesterday. I mean, the fact that we got all the way back up above 300 kind of blows my mind. So I'm just here saying, hey, no particular opinions or thoughts or biases today. Yes, the overall market as of now is looking good, but we've also seen situations where things look great in pre-market and then it just pukes all day, and we're really still kind of in this awkward gamma delta transition zone. So more than normal, I think I just kind of want to like wait and see how things like kind of play out. Just be calm, be chill. So obviously, if you have a bias, I wish you the best of luck. And whenever you chose to swing overnight, I hope it's making you a lot of money. But I'm kind of personally in the wait and see period. So that's pretty much the breakdown. We have drama between the world's richest man and the world's most powerful man. We have interesting updates as it relates to the trade war. We have some earnings that didn't go so well. And we have a data drop this morning that led to a nice pop. And as of now, we're giving a little bit of the pop back, but overall, we are still holding the pop on the SPY, the Qs, and actually the small cap sector is looking pretty good. IWM here, that's holding even better. So that's pretty much the skinny on the day. In about an hour and a half, we're going to be doing the Payday Friday giveaway. So remember, you can sign up. It's pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. All you have to do is what these other 51 people already did. Just give me a way to reach out to you if you are the winner. So just kind of follow their lead, and we're going to be picking random people. And like I said, all I need is a way to contact you to send you the money and the account if you happen to be the winner. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. If you want to represent Rumble and or YouTube, we're going to be doing that in real time. So if you want to throw your hat into the arena right now, your only option at this exact moment is on locals. But around 10:30, we're going to be doing some random selections off of both the YouTube and Rumble. So just want to call that out there. And then also, my producer is most likely not up yet because it's crazy early from him. But when you see Chaos in chat, make sure you guys congratulate him because we have officially hit 100 songs on Tendies and Tunes. So all those songs that play early, like to kick off the show, he is the artist behind the camera. He is the man with the plan. He makes all of these songs, and we are officially now at 100 songs. And if you guys enjoy this, we put it up on Rumble. We put it up on YouTube. They are 100% free. We don't make anyone pay for this. So all those songs that you hear, you're going to be able to find it. He puts it in the playlist. You could just come to the channel, Tendies and Tunes. So when you guys see Chaos in chat, make sure to congratulate him today because he's made 100 songs for this show. Over 100 songs. And how long has he been doing it for? He's made 100 songs in just over 3 months. That is crazy. Just over 3 months he's made one. Dude, that is more prolific than actual song producers. That's insane. Wait, you're not? No. I do the singing. Trust me. I do the singing. Actually, we're going to be able, let's listen to some of these today. We got to get on the right place. We got to get into the right vibe. We have Kohrs on the Cob. We have funky, Tendies and Tunes, electronic, Daddy Pal, some country, some rock, some hip hop. We have all the genres. So check that out and make sure to congratulate him when he pops in today. When he pops in. All right, what are they talking about over here? Are they getting anything good? U.S. payrolls increased to 239,000. Musk and Trump drama dominated in D.C., but Germany's Merz quietly walked away with a win. Trump not interested. President Donald Trump is quote-unquote not interested in having a call with Tesla CEO Elon Musk to resolve their feud, a senior White House official told NBC News. Trump on Thursday threatened to cut U.S. spending contracts with Musk's companies, which includes SpaceX. Musk said SpaceX would decommission its Dragon spacecraft as a result, but later said he had rescinded the decision. That was the weird tweet update. I'm not even thinking about Elon. He's got a problem. That poor guy's got a problem. Oh, the drama. The White House press conference is definitely going to be an interesting one today because he's obviously going to get asked about it a buttload. Levitt is going to have to answer a lot of those questions today. I'm sure it's going to be endless, even though very other important things are going on. Apex wants me to show my work like a damn teacher at school. Yeah, a lot of people got that email. I think more people got that email than then. And I got it back in September of last year, and you guys got it easy. All you had to do is take pictures and explain your trades. I had to record myself. Do you guys remember that? In September of last year? Dude, for I think 5 different trading days, maybe it was 5 trading days. Not only did I have to do that write-up, but I had to actually film myself trading to prove I was me. And I was like, you guys know I'm a streamer, right? Like, what's going on? So, I got caught up in the very first round of that in literally September of last year, and they're doing it again right now for whatever reason. But as of now, things are pretty stable. We got the pop off the announcement, and we're not that far away from hitting 6,000. We're at 5,986. Which means, these are the key levels that I'm watching on the day. Obviously, we have the transition zone. We have yesterday's high, low, and close. And then we also have the yellow horizontal lines, which are just the key open interest. And right now, we're kind of in no man's land in between one major open interest and the next. 6,000, huge technical level, huge psychological level. So we're in the middle here. So maybe right out of the gate, we pop up and we tag it and we rip. Maybe we pop up, tag it, and then dump. Or maybe we get profit takers at market open and maybe we find support right here. But overall, as long as we are on top of the transition zone on a 0 DTE perspective, I would argue that the bulls are in control. Within it, I would say that's more of a bit choppy, and below it, I would say the bears are in control. But let's just wait and see how things play out because you never know where the drama is going to be going in environments like this. Tesla now showing a little bit of weakness. I was looking at MSCR, that's kind of flat. Meta's looking great. Netflix is looking great. Microsoft is looking great. Palantir is getting a bit of a recovery. Broadcom still low. Apple tried to recover, getting hit now. Coin is flat. ASML picking up. RUM picking up. DJT, after getting hit yesterday, also picking up a little bit. Qualcomm a little more green. Ripple is up 3%. Solana's up 5%. Somehow Texas Roadhouse got hit yesterday. That should be illegal. TLT, bonds are getting hit again on that. Weird. Really strange that yields are going up, bonds are going down, obviously, and yet the market is showing strength. How's the dollar looking right now? The dollar is starting to spike. Wait, bonds are down, the dollar's up, and equities are up right now? How is gold looking? Not much movement. That doesn't make the most sense, folks. The dollar is up, yields are up, and equity, they're all up? They're all up? That's strange. That math ain't mathin', you know, folks? That math ain't mathin'. Profit's calling out a bull trap. Very well could be. Very well could be. That actually makes me want to be even more, I guess, patient at market open. That's weird that we're getting that situation. We have the dollar up, we have yields up, we have equities up, and we have commodities flat. That's telling me that the market doesn't know what the fuck it wants to do today. That's strange. That's a strange combo. The system is rigged. Life's rigged. Get used to it. Get used to it. All right. We have 19 minutes till the world's largest casino officially opens its doors and lets the kids into play today. So now that you have all my levels and what we're doing and a general understanding of the news, and you have enough time to sign up for Vanquish and all that good jazz, before the market opens, folks, give me your questions. What's on everyone's mind? Do you have questions about the trading Discord? Do you have questions about Vanquish, Apex, Take Profit Trader, the consistency rules, options, gamma, delta, the nodes, the swing plays? What's on everyone's mind? I do enjoy days like this because since we started so early, it generally means we have more time to do some specific questions. So what's up? The rigs are rigged. The people rigging the market are rigged as well. They're getting rigged. I like it. I could get behind that. Can't be a bull trap. We did that yesterday. Yeah, that's a fair point. There's never been two bull traps back to back. How do we not lose money today? Well, you're going to want to buy low and sell high. And then on top of that, you're going to want to sell high and buy low. Either of those should work. Can you make a video on connecting Ninja to Apex? They already have that. Like when you sign up, they email you that video. If I did it, I would literally just be recreating a video that already exists. Like check when you first sign up, you're going to get an email. And even if you can't find that email, it's on their FAQ. But there is an associated. And I think even if they don't do it, which I know they do, I think there's already other email or other videos existing that do it. It would just be repetitive content. Do I short Tesla? I will tell you better when the market closes if that is the right or the wrong move. Tweet of the day, breaking: Vladimir Putin has offered to negotiate a peace deal between President Trump and Elon Musk. When you take a lottery ticket play, doesn't it tag your unrealized drawdown? So even if you break even, you're still down on your unrealized drawdown? No. A lottery... No. Lottery ticket plays, you can make money. I guess I don't get the question. It's not like predestined that so even if you break even, you're still down on your unrealized drawdown. Okay, you're saying in the event that you do a lottery ticket play, it comes down and then tags you out. So in that specific type of a lottery ticket play, I'm following what you're saying. That only matters if you're still within the buffer. So what you're saying is true, but only if you're still within the buffer. So for example, on Apex or Take Profit Trader on a 50K account, that's 2.5K. So the unrealized drawdown only matters in that initial buffer. And then after that, it doesn't matter anyway. So the answer is yes, but only for a certain portion of where your account is. And most of the time, you're not in that buffer zone for that long. Generally, you either trade well enough to get out of it or you trade poorly enough and blow out your account. But you're not commonly within that, if that makes sense. Yes, my wife wants to know where you got them pants. I'm not even wearing pants today, so I don't know. Matt, did you close your Tesla long positions? Yeah, a while ago. What? Yeah, that's you're living days ago. You gotta live in the now. You think I held my calls through what happened yesterday? That would be insane. Do you swing over the weekend or no because of too much of what can happen? So when it comes to my swing plays, if I'm trading well, I just do what my system tells me to do. If the system says to get the fuck out, I get out. If I'm trading well, and if it says to hold, it holds. But I'll do either. I'm not like I guess maybe there are traders out there who close out before every weekend, but no, I'll swing if the system tells me to keep swinging. I have no issue swinging it over. There are certain times, especially during when the trade war was getting crazy in April, where I was a little bit more hesitant because there was a lot of weekend risks that I would like maybe size down or something like that. But right now, the vol level, the VIX level is low enough that I don't care if I swing. I mean, the way there's risk over the weekend, there's risk overnight now too. I mean, look, on a random Thursday night, crazy things could happen. So. I noticed you have more than 5 TPT Pro accounts. How do you manage that? I thought you could only have 5. I don't. I only have 5 Pro accounts. I have 10 Take Profit Trader accounts, but I only have 5 Pro accounts. I mean, it's literally in the name. I could show it to you, but I don't know where you got that. Let me switch this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only see 5 Pro accounts. I don't know where you're getting that. I have 5 evals, of which I passed them all yesterday. Passed. But right here, Pro, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can only have 5 funded accounts on Take Profit Trader, while you can have 20 funded accounts on Apex. Just thought Tesla was a long-term investment for you. Never mind. I don't really talk about long-term. Like, I mean, yes, I have Tesla as a long-term investment, but it's exactly that. It's a long-term investment. I'm not, by definition, if you're actively trading something, you're not in it as a long-term investment. If you're a long-term investor and one individual day like shakes you out, you're not a long-term investor. Like that's it doesn't matter. Like what happens this day, this week, this month, it's not going to have an impact on what a stock is doing in 20 years. If you're not prepared to be into a stock for 5 or 10 years, you're not long-term investing in it. You're trading it. You're swing trading it. You're doing something else. But I like the drama and all that bullshit that's going on with Tesla. It's not going to have an impact 20 years down the road. There's like either I'm going to be massively right and EV takes off and the robo-taxi network and yada, 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 and that comes to fruition in decades, or I'm completely wrong. But there's like one little spat that played out. Like, I don't even know if the market's going to care about it in 2 months, no less than 20 years. Do you own a racehorse yet? I don't. And I probably never will. Owning a racehorse isn't really my thing. Honestly, I'm not even a person who really cares about having a nice car. I feel like that's a common thing in the world of finfluencers and streamers and that stuff, especially for dudes, as you make money and you buy a car. Dude, I am so incredibly happy with my Toyota Corolla. I'm not even like a car dude, no less a race car dude, a racehorse dude. Racing hamsters. Now, that's a field I could see myself getting into. That's a phenomenal question. I heard that the league is small but mighty. I heard it's growing. And I think with some proper, I don't know, media and outreach, I really think it could go to the next level. Do you like shooting sports or hunting? Yeah, I used to hunt quite a bit. Well, I can't say quite a bit because people who are actually hunters would be like, you don't hunt that much. I used to hunt growing up. Where I grew up in Northeast PA, which is I went to a high school that was so fucking rural. We didn't get off the first day of Martin Luther King Jr. Day from school. That was not a holiday, but the first day of deer season was. There were so many, it was so culturally important to the area that was like a high school holiday, a middle school holiday. It was a school holiday, and they traded it off with Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So we had to go to school for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which most places in the U.S., to my understanding, that is a holiday. But instead, they gave us off the first day of deer season because too many, especially guys, would have missed it. But growing up, I haven't been hunting in years because I now live in New York City, and they are really, really touchy about having guns in this particular area. So I haven't been hunting in a while. So I'm sure at this point my shot is like fucking atrocious. But back in the day, I was a pretty solid shot. How does your wife feel about you swinging over the weekend? It's my secret. It's our secret, as in us in the community here. Let's just not tell her about it. Brian stole first. Wow. Real spicy chef got robbed in these rankings. Brian Mayberry sneaking in the last second, stealing the number 1 badge over here. How could you do that? The best Tesla trader drives a Corolla? Dude, hell yeah. You would not believe what my Corolla and I have been through together. If I didn't marry my wife, there's a good chance I was going to marry my Corolla. Very, very, very good chance. Would you ever do wild hog hunting in Texas? Yeah, but only if I could do it from a plane. Not a plane, I guess a helicopter. I've seen some videos of it. That seems crazy. But also, like I said, I haven't shot in a while, so my shot's probably atrocious, so I probably wouldn't hit anything. If there's a moving hog and a moving helicopter, I have a feeling that if I got even within 5 feet of it, I'd be pretty stoked at this point. I'd have to practice up a little bit. I'd have to dial those sights in. Wait till you graduate to a Camry, dude. Maybe one day if there's a couple thick Kohrs kids running around, maybe when I get into that dad life, that's when maybe I'll skip over the Camry though and just go straight to a minivan. You guys don't know this about me, but growing up, I drove a minivan a lot because one of my first jobs I had to deliver. So that was the delivery vehicle was a minivan. So I spent many hours behind the wheel of a minivan, and there's just something about it. Did I feel awesome? Of course. Did I feel a bit more maternal? Yes. Was I always blaring out to Toby Keith in a minivan while on delivery? 100% yes. 100% yes. Dude, minivan life, it's where it's at, dude. It really, really is. So I don't know. Maybe one of these days, if I could get one trade right, I might be able to afford a minivan and just rip it from there. How did you start trading? I started in high school, actually. I don't know. Like, I knew about the stock market because my grandfather was invested in stocks. So the family that I grew up in, they never ever traded stocks. They were whatever, just investing in the stock market for whatever. So my grandfather, when I was young, just like explained to me what the stock market was and all that stuff. Oh, wait, we have a fight going on. The real spicy chef, Brian Mayberry in a Bane voice. Do you feel in charge? That was a horrible Vane voice. My apologies. What was I thinking? So now I think the real spicy chef, I think that's actually a threat. Like, I think he's going to track him down. Brian, I would de-escalate this. Do not turn this into a Trump Musk situation. I'm telling you, de-escalation is what you should be doing. I'm not saying escalation. I'm saying de-escalation. At least I ain't double punching pillars for no reason. He's just actually making fun of the Bane character now. Well, this is going somewhere. But anyway, I got into trading. I learned about the markets from my grandfather. And I was like, oh, I bet I can find a good stock. And then, of course, when you're in high school, you have literally no money. So your only option is penny stocks. And I don't know. I did this. What was the company? I think the company was called NetSol. And I was convinced that it was going to redo the internet infrastructure in Pakistan. That was, folks, that was my first investment thesis of my life. I was like, I think the company was called NetSol or Net something like that. But I read one article on Yahoo and I was like, fuck it, take my money. I'm convinced this company will be redoing the internet infrastructure in Pakistan. And for whatever reason, I thought that was a good trade. I was like, dude, it's got to crush it. I mean, all these fucking Pakistanis, we get them on the internet. I'm going to be rich, blah, blah, blah. And to literally no one's surprise, when you invest in a penny stock, that there is one article of it redoing the internet infrastructure in Pakistan. Well, surprise, surprise, I was horrifically wrong. And I think I lost like whatever money I had at that time. And then from there, I got into college, and I didn't really trade that much because, once again, broke. And I started studying computer science. And at that point, I went from like doing that one dumb fucking trade in high school to I had some buddies and we tried to play options on earnings, but I really found my groove trading binary options, which I actually think are now illegal. So I started trading that. And then I realized, I was like, okay, that's where I first became interested in using math to trade. I was like, okay, on binary options, it was kind of like over-under bets, if you're familiar with sports betting. It's the same thing as like credit spreads, whether calls or puts. But anyway, like I said, what was that brokerage? I think it was called Nadex, and I'm pretty sure it's now illegal. But anyway, I started doing some basic math breakdowns of just like standard deviation moves, and I always just sold the levels outside of standard deviation moves, and that was good. And I ended up paying my last year of college off by doing that. And also at that point, I was like, oh, maybe this like systematic trading is like where it's at. So I read this book, Long-Term Secrets of Short-Term Trading by Larry Williams. I highly recommend everyone read that book. You can probably find it for free online. You could probably find it on Amazon for like $40. Highly recommend everyone read that book. The Long-Term Secrets of Short-Term Trading. So he was talking about futures and he talked about systematic trading. I was like, well, I know how to code. I could do this. So I started doing that and started making some systems, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, well, it's working, but it's going way too slow. So then I reverted to old habits and I was like, I'm going to go back to penny stock trading. And it was at that point that, like everyone, you come across all those marketing ads of like some dude with their computer on a Lambo. I think it was Tim Sykes. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm going to be this penny stock trader. And then I realized that penny stock trading is for fucking dipshits. That's actually not true. You can make a lot of money at penny stock trading if you're good at shorting. So I'm not here to knock the world of penny stock trading, but I'm here to tell you that the odds suggest if you want to be a successful penny stock trader, if you look at all the best penny stock traders, they are all people who wait for outsized moves to the upside and they short it back down. Kind of like AMC or GME, like when all that shit happened, it just so happened that they didn't start off as penny stocks. But anyway, it's that exact same mantra. So when I did that, my account was small. It was below PDT and I didn't have the way to pay for like the loans on the hard to borrow. So like it was hard. Like I could probably do that world now, but at that point I couldn't buy the data feeds. I just didn't have money. So I was like, all right, fuck it. So you try to go long penny stocks and that always ends horribly. And then I was like, okay, cool. I'll go back to my systematic trading because even though I made money slowly, it's better than losing money. So then I started doing that, and then I started to get I was working on a master's degree in statistics because I wanted to be a quant, oddly enough, at Citadel or whatever, Wolverine. I wanted to be a quant on Wall Street because I was good at the math, I was passionate about it, and you make a shitload of money. So I was like, cool, this seems awesome. So I moved to New York, and I was doing the master's degree in statistics. COVID hit. Program got put on pause. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll make some like content about systematic trading. And that's when I started my YouTube channel in March of 2020. And I made that content for about 10 months and I got nowhere. People hated it. I hated it. At the time, I thought it was genius, and I was like surprised that no one was watching it. I was literally giving away free systematic trading like algorithms. I was like, how is no one watching this? And in retrospect, they were horrible videos, but at the moment, I felt like it was awesome. And then I was a big fan of Wall Street Bets from college, and I was following the GameStop thing, so I just started streaming, and then obviously everything went crazy from there. But that's in a weird roundabout way of how it really all got going. And now that the AMC GME stuff has calmed down, I feel like I've actually gone back to the original thing of whatever worked for me of just systematic trading. Well, really, if I went back to the OG thing, I'd be still seeking out the companies that are going to be redoing the internet infrastructure in Pakistan, which, hey, I still think that's a solid thesis. You know, I think it might be coming back. So I'm not really throwing in on that one yet. Maybe one of these days. I don't even know if that company's probably not even a company anymore. But just if you guys ever find research on a company that's redoing the internet infrastructure in Pakistan, feel free to pitch it to me. It has a place in my heart. I'll be putting money in it. You don't even have to convince me. You just tell me, hey, this company, internet infrastructure, Pakistan, or really anywhere in the Middle East, trust me, I'm sold. I am 100% sold on the concept. So if that comes across your desk, you let me know. You let me know. Dude, real spicy. How are you not leading this yet? Dude, you've been donating. You've been spamming. I apologize in advance is somehow number one. Dude, everyone in chat is just absolutely rugging the real spicy chef. Brian rugged him. I apologize in advance. You rugged him. Everyone's rugging him. Everyone's rugging him. All right. Dingity, ding, ding, ding. The world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. All right. We're cooking with Crisco now. Should we make the first Vanquish trade a Tesla trade? Now that I have this new account? How do we do it? It expires today. 290s. How many do I want of these? 50. Why not? 50. Buy to open. I don't want to limit. I just want a market. All right, I want to wait for the perfect time to attack on these. Nah, let's just rip it out of the gate. What could go wrong? Confirm and send. All right, create order. All right, I haven't used it yet on this platform, so I'm kind of getting used to it. So I just got these puts. Where is it? My average fill is 320, and it's already dropping, so that's probably not good. Days quantity. So I'm in at 320. Close with a single order. They have order cancels order, market and cancel. Okay, cool. This is a lot more built out than I thought it would be. This is awesome. All right, so a single order, sell to close 50. I'll get out at $4. Let's get out at 4. Let's see, confirm and send. Go back. Oh wait, I must have done something wrong here. Do I have to mark it out? Or no. I accidentally put it on OCO. Man, I really like this. I like how this is working. Filled. Dude, this is so much more. Oh, you could even see it here. You could trade off the chart over here. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right. Maybe we'll just let it ride. Did we actually hit 6,000? No. They did it to us again. 5999.29. We got real close there, team. Real close there. And then they're already up to their shenanigans. They're already up their shenanigans, folks. 599. We're getting close. All right. We hit 599 on SPY, which was the high from yesterday. And now we are at almost 6,000. It's trying to battle it out. It doesn't want to give up. MSTR is getting hit a little bit, but still technically green on the day. Actually, I'm seeing a lot of green on the day. Tesla's up the most, oddly, after getting hit the most yesterday. Meta's up a good chunk. We have MSTR up a good chunk. Meta just crossed, Meta crossed 700. It's ripping. CrowdStrike. CRWD. Also a little bit of a breakout play there. CRWD. I had this alert for the inside bar breakout there. I don't have a play on CrowdStrike right now, but from a technical perspective, this inside bar break, you have this upside gap fill to 477.45 with minimal risk. That's probably a pretty decent play. But just to once again be clear, I do not personally have a position on it, but from earnings gap down, breaking out of the inside bar, upside gap fill, odds are better than not. Is it a guarantee? Absolutely not. But that's why I had that alert set. I just want to let you guys know what is what. All right, so CrowdStrike's looking pretty good today. Meta's looking pretty good today. MSTR was kind of breaking down, and Tesla's now breaking down. What's this position at? All right, I am in the green. 320, trading at 340. How do I see the instrument. Where's total portfolio? How do you see? I know, well, now I'm back to break even. Where is the gain and the loss? Oh, right here. Unrealized P&L. So it's all the way up here. So, oh, hang on. Did Tesla just pop? It just jumped on me. Qs are actually going down while the SPY is going up. That's a bit weird. That's a bit weird, no? All right, Mag 7 popped, going flat, while the SPY is just going flat. No clear trend there. And yeah, I don't know if chasing it at 6,000 is the best play. Maybe right at market open, maybe at market close yesterday, but to be buying now at resistance, not a trade that I am necessarily a fan of just because it's a 50-50 flip. You could be buying at the top of the day. What if it gets rejected there and then just pukes all the way back to the transition zone? Not buying at resistance, generally not what you want to be doing, folks. Generally not what you want to be doing. IWM printing. IWM's having a good day, up 1.4%. Tesla's actually up. Netflix, Palantir's up as well. Here, just kind of reshuffling some of this so we could see what's going on. Broadcom's down 3%. Coin's up 3.7%. ASML's up. Apple's up. MSTR, it's up, but the intraday is lower high, lower lows. Tesla's undecided, battling it out basically at 300. Tech sector is looking a bit weak. Lower highs, lower lows. It's actually the SPY that's battling it out at 6,000 here. Actually, the SPY that's... Oops, SPY is starting to turn a little bit. All right, I'm putting in a pending order just in case this gets rejected right here. Just in case there is a swift rejection. Well, the Q's picked up. Part of my thesis there was, we have the Q's actually being weak. But just in case there's a breakdown and the market does not like this, your boy is prepped up to take advantage. I'm ready. I have a pending order just in case. So hang on, I'll turn this audio on so you guys can hear what you need to hear. But just in case there's a little bit of a topsy-turvy profit-taking type of a situation, I have a pending short order just in case. Tesla, not for long, LOL. Tesla having a tough time at 300. The SPY in real time is trying to evaluate, doesn't want to be above or below 6,000. So here's the test of the day. I truly have no idea who wins this. Could rip. If it does rip, I'm watching 6,025. Could get rejected. If it does get rejected, I'm watching the intraday low followed by 5,975. I have no idea who wins. No one on this planet can tell you who's going to win this battle. All I can tell you is we're at a very, very important level. So the key here is just to wait. Just to wait and look for a low risk opportunity. And even if you're wrong on the lowest risk opportunity, if you're ideally playing with low risk and you get clocked, well, you took a paper cut and you could always switch to the other side if you think that's the way that it's going to break. But to be steadfast and no, the bulls are going to win this. Oh no, the bears are going to. No one knows who's going to wear it. No one knows. You place your trade, and then whether someone does or doesn't win it depends on the trades that come after you. You have no idea what they're going to do. You don't know if they're going to buy, sell. You don't know if we're going to get a random update from Trump or Musk or Navarro or Bissett. Like there's just too many. There's too many unknowns. Have you talked about CRCL IPO? No. Trading IPOs is generally a losing game. Statistically, if you wait whatever X amount of time for an IPO to play out, generally there's too much hype in the beginning. And generally, if you just wait, you can get in for a cheaper price. Playing IPOs is not like generally a winning game. Generally, you're going to just want to have some patience and just chill. Have some patience and just chill. Good morning, bro. Let's go. Got 2K right now. Where do I put it? You put it on black on roulette. You go to your closest casino. You go to your closest casino and you put all $2,000 on black. That's what you do. You literally cannot miss. Cannot miss. All right, SPY higher highs, higher lows, Qs higher highs and lower lows. So more of an expansion pattern in the kind of like that microphone expansion pattern in the Qs, but dominantly bullish thus far on the SPY. Tesla doesn't know which way it wants to go. MicroStrategy getting a little bit hit. Matt, it's been roughly 4 years since you helped me make a ton of money on AMC. Just wanted to say thank you for all the years of great content. Oh, I appreciate that. That's so incredibly kind. Well, here's to you making even more money. Tesla doesn't know what it wants to do at 300. It's been testing. Thus far, the bulls have not won, but the bears haven't really won either. So it's just the way, well, we were testing 6,000, but that's actually a pretty nice breakout right here. But what's weird is we're not seeing I was literally about to say we're not seeing follow through in options, and it just updated and it really popped there. That's funny. That is funny. What do we have? Yeah, that was a big spike in 0DT calls. No one's touching puts on the S&P 500 complex. The calls have been going up and up and up. Some people started to get puts at 935, but not too much. But even though they bought some, they really didn't give them back. So the puts slowly but surely gaining a little bit of strength, but evidently the calls are gaining more strength, which is no surprise that we got above. And now the question is, do we hold 6,000? If we might retest it, bounce and break and go to 6,025, or maybe it doesn't hold it at all and we puke. I don't know, and no one in this world knows. I'm just saying you could have taken that breakout trade at 937. Your risk would have been the recent low. If you took it, congrats to you. And if you didn't take it, definitely don't chase. If you're buying at the high of the day or shorting at the low of the day, you're asking for trouble. If anything, you want to have the patience and wait for another retest to see. But chasing at the high of the day, not a smart move. Not a smart move. All right, Tesla is battling it out at 300. MSTR is slowly but surely bleeding off. We have Meta having a great day above 700. Well, there goes the SPY again. Meta's having a phenomenal day. Palantir's having a phenomenal day. Even Nvidia's having a pretty good day. Broadcom is the rare red one. MSTR is not looking so good. How does MSTR's... Okay, we're still in this range. All right, MSTR inside day, inside yesterday's bar, inside the overall range. I'm either waiting for this breakout of 392 or this breakdown of 360. So that's what I'm looking for on MSTR. Meta's a runaway train going for just above 700. Palantir, good day after getting hit yesterday. Tesla below the cloud, but really not moving much today thus far. Nvidia, not much movement. Microsoft, another new all-time high. Netflix, almost another new all-time high. Broadcom getting clipped. Apple gearing up. Coin inside day. ASML is looking good. Oh, ASML might be getting a nice range breakout here. Look at higher low. It popped. It pulled back. Triple low. You might want to throw this on your watch list. It breaks 760, then you're looking for 775. Your risk could be the extreme low or maybe even the breakout bar, but ASML might be looking to do something here soon. Might be looking to do something here soon. All right. Well, the SPY has been nothing but up for the first 13 minutes of the day. Nothing but up. Tesla, we're waiting to see if it can actually recapture 300 or is it going to get smacked. MSTR was bleeding off, catching a bid right now. I would say one of the impressive ones of the day is Meta taking out 700. Palantir has a decent pop. Nvidia's looking good. Microsoft's looking good. Yeah. Meta, Nvidia, and Microsoft are looking uniquely good. Once again, Meta, Nvidia, and Microsoft looking uniquely good. Tesla's somewhere in the middle. Obviously, a lot of drama surrounding it. And then a weaker one was MSTR, just trailing down lower highs, lower lows. Here's a look at the flow thus far. Mag 7 appears to be long and strong. And so does the SPY, kind of. So does the SPY, kind of. Let me see if I could get you some other key levels. That has not updated yet. Has this updated? No. All right. We do not. I guess we don't have that data until 9:45, so I'm a minute early. Patience, 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 patience. Remember, chasing at the high of the day, by definition, you are taking on the most risk possible. I think the only feasible trade you could have taken thus far today on day trading perspective was at 937. I don't like it because it's still early, but at least you're taking that breakout. And even though you're kind of going long close to the high of the day, you could have had very minimal risk. So I could kind of see that argument, but overall, it's just early and it's been really chasey. You haven't had really any pullbacks. If anything, I like the trade better on the NASDAQ right here, 937. So you're not necessarily chasing because you're not that high of the day. You have this risk and you rode it. And at this point, your stop would be at break even. So it's a free lottery ticket play. It's a free lotto ticket play. What's a good entry on Microsoft? Well, just so you know, Microsoft is one word. It's not micro and then soft, and it depends what time frame you're in. I don't know. There's no definitive answer for that. I don't know if you're playing options. I don't know if you're buying premium, selling premium. I don't know if you're playing the equity. I don't know your account size. I don't know if you have PDT. I don't know if you want to be a long-term investor. I don't know there's no definitive answer is my point to that question. The answer to that question is what's a good entry point? It's going to be different from person to person. MSTR catching a bid. Tesla still doesn't know what it wants to do. It's just been range bound ever since 935. Which way is it going to break? The SPY keeps going. Might be going to this next target, 6025. It's in a right. Can I zoom in so you guys can see this a bit better? 6025. That's the next positive gamma node. Dude, this has been strong. Yeah, we're just ripping to the next, and then past that 6050. So, yep, it goes like this: 6025 and then 6050. Those are the key levels. Tesla not doing anything. SPY pushing, Q's pushing, IWM's pushing. Jesus. Wow. Tesla bear flag? What are you looking at? How are you trying to say this is any technical development? Do you mean sideways? Where in the world are you seeing a bear flag? This is almost perfectly sideways for the past 12 minutes. Like almost perfectly sideways. And you're trying to say this is a bear flag? Oh, MSTR did get a pop. Now it's getting clocked. Bitcoin's holding 104. A bear flag. Dude, you might want to get your eyes checked out. You might want to get your eyes checked out there. Ooh, MSTR now getting clapped. Even though the SPY and the Qs are going up, MSTR. What was yesterday's low? 64. Oh, so we're still kind of halfway in yesterday's range. We got down to 64 and we closed at 68 and it's trading at 72. So even though that looks dramatic on a 1 minute chart, it's still up $4. Uh-oh. If this dips much more, my bot is going to take a trade. If this dips much more, the bot is going to fire. The bot is going to fire. Rut-row raggy. I'm watching it. I think I've done the mental math right of where it would or wouldn't trade today. It got really close. I'm currently in no position. What time is it? It's 9:48, so pretty much waited the first 20 minutes. No trades yet, but it got real close. The basic idea of this system is an overextended move calling for a bit of mean reversion. An overextended move calling for a bit of mean reversion. But it did not get in yet. It's saying that the trend is still a little bit too strong. But you'll hear when it goes, MSTR got clapped. Tesla, how's that? What? How am I down on this right now? Tesla's finally starting to give way and I'm down? Well, that's not fair. I'm starting to think that this game is rigged. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour, all bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour, all bullish. MSTR waiting to see which way that does or doesn't break. We might be putting in a higher low. Well, this might be the rare opportunity. If you are hell bent on going long, I don't necessarily like it because I think it's kind of far away from where your real support is. But from a technical support, we popped, we pulled back. If you really think it's going to swing up, you could use this low as your risk. Like I said, I don't like it because if it does break, we could be talking about that retest of 6,000. But from a it's starting to get. No, my shit still hasn't traded. We're awkwardly waiting here. Oh, brother, how do I want to handle this? How do I want to handle this? Do I even want to let it trade? Am I being stupid? That's always a good question to ask yourself before you post any trade. Before you do anything, ask yourself, are you being stupid? And I'm currently asking myself, am I being stupid for letting the bot run, or should I just make it wait a little bit? Or should I just make it wait? Someone just yelled crypto. I don't know why you're yelling crypto. 10 a.m. reversion? Maybe. I'll tell you better at 10:05. Oh, I'm nervous. I'm letting the bot run. I'll either look like a genius or I'll look like a dumbass.
Order submitted.
All right. Time to find out. Is your boy a genius or not? The hint, probably not. Probably freaking not. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, I already fucked up. 25.50. I didn't change the lead account. Okay. Okay. These are all trading. All right. 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 So, like I said, the system took about a mean reversion trade, basically saying the move was too much, too fast, and we just need to chill. It's not necessarily my favorite form of trading, if I'm being completely honest. Not necessarily my favorite form of trading. All right, I just lowered my risk even more to that recent high. But my question is, did it update here? It did update. Okay, cool. So it's all working how it should be. Like I said, because it's not my favorite, I'm trying to keep my risk low. I have a short at 18. It's risking 23. It's just below 5 points. If I'm wrong, it's 5 points. I can survive a 5-point hit. What I can't survive is if it rips and keeps going and then I refuse to get out of the short and I just get completely destroyed and it takes out 30, 40, 50 points. That's where you get into trouble, is on any individual trade when you're just taking too big of a hit. In reality, if this gets clipped, that sucks. But if I wanted to, I could probably even flip it the other way and say, hey, this is going to continue for 5 points. But I'm just taking a little bit of a mean reversion trade. Like I said, I'm taking a minimal risk. This isn't necessarily my profit target. Here, I'll just move it up so the chart isn't so crazy looking. This is just kind of a trend following thing. Basically, well, really what I could do, I'm just thinking outside the box here. Am I green on Tesla yet? Yes, finally green on Tesla, up 1,100. Nice. That I was in the trade way too early. What I would like to do is actually just take my profits on the revision of 6,000 or the return to 6,000 if we get there. If we get there. See, the SPY started to sell. The Mag 7 a little bit. I don't know. That's still actually looking kind of strong. And unfortunately, I caught a little bit of a turn there, but now the SPY is picking back up. This might be ripping my face off here soon. I might have been too early. Too early, Tim. is what they call me in the business. Oh, too early, Tim. The question is if in the event that my risk gets hit, which I am currently short at 18, my risk is 23. The real question here is if my risk gets hit, do I switch bullish? That's what's going through my mind is, do I switch bullish in the event that my risk is hit? That's the real question here. That is the question that I don't quite know the answer to. Because we have that night. What did we hit? We hit 16. That's another 7 points. So if my risk is hit and I switch, I could probably get back to break even if we hit the next bull target level. Do I want to do that? Like, I want to be mentally prepared of, should I take that? There we go. The Tesla trade is cooking. 4K and counting, folks. Right here, Tesla puts. I'm doing this on the prop account from Vanquish. So the way I do it with futures is, which you're literally seeing right here. This is futures trading. You can now do that on Vanquish. You could do it with options trading as well. So that's this play, SIMDA funded prop trade for options trading, up 5.2K and counting. Tesla's getting hit. The Qs are getting hit, but the SPY is holding. Should I lower my risk even more? I think I might do it. All right, my risk is now only 3 points. So if I'm wrong, I'm only out $150. And if you're right, like, folks, the best way I could describe this is it's fishing. Whenever you cast, you throw out your bait, you don't know which fish you're going to catch, especially if you're a trend following trader. You don't know which cast of the lure is going to be the good one. So the ones that you're wrong, and you're going to be wrong commonly, at least 50% of the time, you want to make it minimal. You want to make it minimal pain. And you want to treat every single one as the same. Going into it, assuming you're going to lose, you minimize your risk. And then the times that you can catch a move, you're like, oh shit, like we did something here. Dude, on that note, should I just really minimize it and just have a free play? I'm a little bit worried about this 10 a.m. reversal. So if I am worried about the 10 a.m. reversal, we do have this structural high. Obviously, I was playing it off the intraday high, then I moved it to the next high. Now I'm at this one. I am looking at this high here that we're seeing at 956. But that's pretty darn close right now. I just don't know if it's enough breather room, but maybe I should, just because of this 10 a.m. thing. That's darn close. But if it hits me, it hits me. Like I said, I can't be here pitching to you guys this concept of you're fishing. You're going to lose a lot, but as long as you can keep the pain of those, like a multitude of losses, very small, you only need a big winner every so often to pay off all those little paper cuts. So here, it's ensuring that at least in this one, if there is damage, and once again, I think about 30 to 40% of my trades that have to rerun my numbers when doing this, end up in break-even situations. As in, like, that's my common, like maybe even 50%. Like, a lot of the times I just end up at break even, but at least it didn't cost me anything. Because, like, think about it this way. In a series of 10 trades, let's say 2 of them are straight up losses. So you lose a unit, you lose a unit. You're down 2 units. The next 6 trades, you're going to be break even, let's say, in a series of 10 trades. So nothing. You're still down 2 units. Maybe one of them, you gain a unit. It's nothing special, but whatever. The market's normally distributed. So now you're down net 1 unit after a series of 9 trades. But what if it's on that 10th trade that you took that big winner and all of a sudden you made 10 units, you made 15 units? Well, that's how in the series of 10 trades, you're actually up considerably when never really taking on that much risk. I think, myself included, so I'm not like really, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but if anything, I'm trying to remind myself here, is I know whenever you get into an individual trade, like you kind of want it to work because you're putting your money on the table, you're taking risk, and we're all there where you're like, okay, cool. Like I need this one to work. I need this one to work. And it's tough to take that step back and realize, no. You are here for this series of trades. You're here for the overall systematic performance of how does that system play out in the market over, once again, a large data sample. And you can't really fall in love with any one trade. You really, really cannot. You just, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But what you have to do is be like completely steadfast in this concept of protect your downside, protect your downside, protect your downside. And when you're hyper aggressive about protecting your risk, and it looks like I'm about to get clocked, this happens a lot. And it's going to be a little bit hit to your psychology. It sucks. It is what it is. So right there. All right.
Order
I was in it
canceled.
and I took a shot, but guess what? It didn't cost me anything. It did not cost me anything. And I don't know the next bar, and I know we just turned the hour. What if at 10 a.m. it just rips and all of a sudden I'm down $500, $800? That's possible. Okay. It sucks. And then on the flip side, you could also argue, but hang on, like what if it's this fake out right here and then it comes back in your favor? Well, that's the beautiful thing about futures trading is there's no pattern day trading like whatsoever. So if this starts to break down again, guess what? I can get right back in. And in fact,
Order submitted.
all right, that's the bot is telling me to short there if it hits. Is it gonna hit? 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 Yes, no, maybe so. Well, here, I'll let that pen. Let's see what's going on. So that little 10 a.m. pop, once again, that could have led to a huge rally and completely screwed me over. 100% possible. So with it, the people I've met who are truly successful in this game, they're not like, and we all do it where you're like, but if it goes right, how much money can I make? A better question that you should be asking 90% of the time is not how good can it go if it goes right. The question is like, if it goes wrong, like how bad could bad actually be? MSTR is getting hit 370. It's still green on the day though. And then Tesla's actually also green on the day by about 3.7%. Tesla got all the way down to 291 and buyers stepped in. Tesla got all the way down here. All right. Yeah, SPX was going down, made fresh delta lows, but now it's showing a bit of a recovery. Mag 7 is recovering right now. Slight dip to the downside. The all expiration is looking stronger. The 0DT is flat. Where are we at on SPX? So here's what we're seeing. We're stuck in between the next open interest level and this massively important level right here. I'm still trying to construct a play to play down to this. I want to ride this all the way down here and then make that my trade of the day. But I have to do it. All right, the bot took it.
Order submitted.
The bot took it. All right, first thing I do, minimize my risk. Very first thing I do is minimize my risk. So my risk is that recent high that we just saw at whatever time at 10. So my risk is now the 10 a.m. high. And like I said, I am looking for basically a 7-point sell-off to 6,000. I'm looking for I want to see how the market reacts here. So basically this breakout bar at 1037. Can we see it better over here? The breakout bar at 1037, somewhere in here. Yeah. Folks, we're fishing. That's the best way. The best metaphor for how I approach the market and what I do is fishing. I have a lot of break-even trades, a painful amount of break-even trades when I'm trading well. If I'm trading like a jackass, I just hold on to it for too long, and that might be an outsized win. It also might be an outsized loss. But when I'm like actually zoned in doing what I know the math of the market suggests I actually do, those are the times where I'm right away just minimize risk, minimize risk, minimize risk. Speaking of that, speaking of minimizing risk, I just moved it to this next high If I could catch a trend, if it trends, it trends. Does it trend often? No. The math of the market is generally whips on pain in the ass. But once in a while, you catch that big move, and then that's the big move that pays off all those small losses, and then that's what makes you net profitable. You have to think of this exclusively as a series of trades, not one individual trade. As soon as you start caring about one trade too much, I think that's when you start to get into trouble. Because even here, if I'm wrong, whatever, I'm down four points, I'm down $200. One good trade, I can make 20 points. So it's just so asymmetric if you're playing it that way that you have to just, like, I think a good mindset, and let me flesh this out with you because I haven't really thought about it too much. I think you should always behave in this way. Assume your current trade is a losing trade and assume your next trade is that massive winner. And when I say this, that's the mindset of pay attention on your current one and don't let your risk get so bad that you can't even play the game for the next one, because that next one's going to be that big one that you were working for and waiting for and trying to capitalize on. So I think one of the healthiest mindsets you could have as a trader is assume your current trade is a bust trade and you have to manage it properly, and you want to stay in the game for the next one that you're assuming is going to be that big winner. And if you come into that mindset with every single trade is this one's not going to be good, but the next one's going to be that amazing trade. I think it really does incentivize you to do proper risk management for the current one, and your mind should be wired in the way of like, nope, I want to stay around for the second one because that might be that nice winning trade. I think that's actually a really, really healthy mindset for everyone to have. Be like, okay, cool. I got to manage this one because it's going to be that next one that's going to crush it. So try to get out of the current one unscathed. Don't let your risk get blown out because it's going to be that next one that is that nice, amazing one. I think that's actually a really good mindset to have. I know I moved my risk already. I kind of do like the 10 a.m. point, but whatever. If it clips me, it clips me. I do like it a little bit higher. I do like the risk at 21 versus 19, but whatever. Whatever. All right, how are we doing with everything else? Tesla surprisingly bouncing back a little bit. So we do have lower highs and equal lows now on the SPY and on the Qs. Lower highs, equal lows. The question is it going to break the trend line and pop, or is it going to break down below the lows? Once again, no one on this planet can definitively tell you which way it's going to break. I know a lot of people want to pitch it to you as if they think the market's price action is predestined and their model, which apparently they want to share for you for free, like, or whatever, teach you about. No one can do it. It's a load of hogwash. No one knows if we're breaking out, if we go up, if it's a real breakout, if it's a rejection, if it's a fake out, or if we just dump below. No one can tell you. That's what we're all here for. If someone knew definitively the next bar, within like a few trading sessions, they would be a multi-billionaire, and they definitely would not be giving it that information away to anyone but themselves and their own bank account. So this idea, I get so like, it's a real pet peeve of mine that so many people out there are peddling bullshit, and then I get even more angry that other people are falling for it of like, yeah, no, this model tells me where the market's going. No. No one knows where the fucking market's going to be going. No one knows it. It's just a game of risk management. Of course, if you have insider information, that's a different story. If you're a government official on the right committee, or if you're internal to the company and you know what the report's going to be, of course, there are counter examples. But I'm saying for most traders, for 99.9999% of us, it's just a game of what's your risk management. Maybe you can catch a movement with the big whales of whether they're bullish or bearish, but it really just comes down to survive this marathon of trading, you have to minimize your losses so much that you can survive in the game. That's it. Unless you're Nancy Pelosi. Actually, if you look at her trade, she's about a 50-50 trader. But the thing is when she catches the right trade, they're massive winners. If you look at it, like, I mean, it's all public information. About 50% of her trades lose money, but they lose a super, super small amount. And then her ratio, the size of her winning trades to her losing trades, it's insane. Her winning trades are massive. But in terms of just how often is she right or wrong, it's about 50-50. I know people don't want to hear that because it's always fun. It's like part of our culture right now just to be like, yo, Pelosi's so crazy, blah, 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 like that type of a thing. But in reality, and it is all public information, she's about 50-50. It's more of when she's right big. And when she's wrong really small. And I'm about to get clipped. Do I want to play this breakout? Once again, it's just risk-reward management. I'm about to get clipped. The question is, do I want to flip it if I get clipped? The Qs are up at their trend line. I almost got clipped right there. Got real close. It got within a point. So this is the name of the game. Keep your losses small. Tattoo it on your eyeballs. Stamp it on your forehead. Do whatever you need to. But you just have to keep your losses small, because if you don't, that one loss that you're taking outsized risk on, it could fuck everything else up. It could fuck everything else up. I'm just wondering if this is actually coming for me or not. It's getting close. It's getting close. You think I could get lucky and it just hits 19 and then vomits from there? Man. So the overall theory on this play of why I'm even bearishly biased, I think that might be a more interesting thing to discuss right now, is I just thought we'd retest 6,000. Just such a massively important level. Oh, I'm about to get tagged. Whoa. Whoa. This is getting freaky. Did I just breathe it into the universe? Did I just manifest this? 30 seconds ago when I was like, yo, how crazy would it be if it hits 19 and then vomits, a tick away from knocking me out, and then I make a massive game? If this happens, it proves that the markets are rigged. And it also proves that I, in fact, have a way too massive of an influence on the entire stock market. It actually kind of proves that I'm, in fact, a wizard, I would say. Like Harry Potter himself. Instead of speaking to snakes, though, I read the market. Go short when Matt gets stopped out. Dude, if this... No. No. Dude. Ken Griffin, my boy's helping me out today. Out of all the times he fucks me over on these trades. And you say nobody knows. Yeah, I teach this type of thing in my super secret mentorship class. It's behind platform 9 3/4. Dude, best in the biz. And they say, and all those, I heard that dumbass content creator, Matt Kohrs, says you can't predict the market. What a fucking dipshit. All right, I'll let Matt Kohrs go on not predicting the market while I'll fucking trade it perfectly. I'll trade it perfectly. Dude, that's funny, man. This is why we do it, folks. This is why we do it. All right. Where was that breakdown? I got to minimize risk. So I'm still taking on 2 points of risk. So I'm taking on $100. Hasn't quite moved enough in my favor where I feel good about going to break even. Not quite. Because there still could be like that retest of the trend line or something like that. So I didn't drop my risk to see how right here at 10.11, we just had this big sell-off block. If it recaptures that, that's actually bullish, obviously, if the market's like, nah, honey. So that's why I moved it right there. And for me, it's only 2 points of risk. I'm risking $100. The point here, and I just want to drive it in time and time again, is minimize your risk. Minimize. Because if it pops back up, whatever. I don't necessarily just want to get out right now, because if this is the start of a legit new trend, like if this ends up being a breakdown, which once again, no one knows, this could be the fake out and the pump, like where it sweeps the low, base is here and rips, totally possible, which is why I'm trying to be mindful about my stop. Now on the flip side, maybe it's not a fake out breakdown. Maybe this is a real breakdown and we're going back to my initial target level. You just don't know. So it's prepare for the worst, hope for the best. I'm hoping that my targets actually hit, but just in case, in the event that I'm wrong, and I'm wrong often, you just got to keep it low. Keep your risk very, very, very low. And from there, I don't know next bar. Next bar might be a big green bar, and it might stop me out. Next bar might be a big red bar, and I might get a lot of money. I don't know. But what I can tell you is Tesla's doing nothing. I can tell you MicroStrategy is looking weak. I could tell you both the SPY and the Qs once again got rejected at this downsloping trend line. And that's the current situation. That's the sitch, Kim Possible. What's the sitch? Whatever happened to that naked mole rat? Does anyone know? Did they ever do like a follow-up on how that naked mole rat's life went after all that fame and celebrity? Did anyone ever? Do we know how that goes? Oh, I completely forgot. Don't forget, we are doing the Payday Friday giveaway roughly around 10:30. You could throw your hat into the arena right now on locals. We're giving away $150 of cold hard cash and 3 different Vanquish options accounts. Speaking of which, I'm now down 5K. Fuck, dude. I was up 5K. Now I'm down. I need Tesla to vomit again so I can make money. Once again, this is SIM-funded trading, except instead of doing it with futures, you could actually do it with options. And that's what I'm doing it. I'm trading Tesla put options right now. So I'm wondering, we're sneaking back up here. I'm back to break even. Is it coming for me? It's about to tag me, unfortunately. Man, what a cool story that would have been. Right when I was at 19.25 and only went to 19 and it vomited. I nailed the first half of the story, but the second half of the story, it's not playing out exactly how I wanted it to, unfortunately. I try to will it into the universe that it comes within a tick and vomits all the way down to my target. Instead, it just caught itself here. It gave me the worst thing. It gave me hope. It gave me hope. Just turn around. Stop. Yeah. Fucking
Order
tag
canceled.
Me. Son of a bitch. But that's why we protect it. Small loss. Very, very manageable. No worries whatsoever. No worries. What, dude? Really? That's what it's going to do to me? Oh, now we're in a very interesting situation. It tagged me out, but the bar didn't close there. So the bot actually technically didn't get out because it wicked it. It didn't close. Fuck. What do I do? And now it's already back to where... Shit. This is... complicated now. Fuck. But now this is an extra 5 points of risk. Well, I don't like that. I don't like that at all, actually. Rut-row. Because now there's a 5-point delta. Well, where was my initial entry? It was at 15.25. I could put a pending order in there and just get in, and unfortunately, it's a 2-point delta. But it's small. It's something I could deal with. Oh. Or maybe I just chill. It is 10:17. So the SPY delta is getting hit pretty handedly. The Mag 7 is actually turning back up. But this is not looking good to me. This is why I was kind of bearishly biased, because I thought we'd retest the level. But look at it. We're at the lowest delta reading of the day. Let me check one other tool for you folks really quick. Yeah, that's not a strong trend in either direction. Looks like a ceiling is currently being put in at 6,050 and a floor at 5,975 on SPX. Yeah, we're just being walked down here. Oh, brother. Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. At least it's not that much risk. I'm opening up. If I go right now and retake the same trade that technically I shouldn't have exited, It's an extra 4 points. So it's $200. Right now it's an extra 3 points. Am I willing to take on 3 points of risk? How strongly do I think that we're actually going to hit 6,000? Qs are trying to hold this technical breakout, but in reality, I think it's safe to say that it's range bound. Safe to say that it's range bound. Both the SPY and the Qs are kind of caught up in this nasty range. Indecisive. Who knows which way it's going to break? Indecisive. Breaking up, breaking down. What's everyone's best guess? If you had to bet your entire net worth on a range breakout or breakdown on the SPY and the Qs, which way do you think it's going to go? And maybe you don't want to think about it in terms of your net worth, but I would like you to take it that seriously because maybe it's going to be my net worth that's on the line here. Yeah, I have no position at the moment. Fuck it. All right. I'm rejoining the trade that I should have been in. Obviously, first thing is minimize the old risk. Minimize, minimize, minimize. Minimize, 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 minimize. Minimize, minimize, minimize. Of course, the second I go in, it bounces. Fuck me. Up, short. Sell my car, sell my house, sell my wife for down, down. Gamblers unite. Chasing. Up we go. You guys are pretty much 50-50. That's interesting. Well, we'll find out. The SPY is knocking on the bottom of its range, while the Qs try to get their technical breakout, failed, but still in the range. So it's just a patience play. It is just a patience play. We technically have not revisited 6,000 quite yet, and that's the level I was looking for the retest. Whether bullish or bearish from there, I have no idea. I just thought there would be good odds of reevaluating not only the key technical, psychological, and open interest level, also happens to be basically the closing value from yesterday. So for many reasons, I thought as soon as it showed a bit of weakness that there was a good chance, but who knows? The bulls might step in early and cause me to lose 5 more points. And then maybe I'll just go on tilt to try to get it all back, you know? That's a good point to go on tilt. All right. What are we looking at? 5 minutes bullish, 10 minutes bullish. 10 minute did break those wicks. 19. That is that high. I did have luck with 19.25. Yeah, look at all the wick, but really no follow through. No follow through back to equilibrium. We're just chilling way on top of the cloud. Way on top. But overall, just range bound. Nothing to do. Nothing to do but wait. But wait and wait and wait and wait. All right, the SPY is now at its trend line. Oh, do I want to reverse? I never know which way the trend's going to be, but if you can just catch that move, that's where all that big money is made. Big money is catching in the big move. Big money is in catching the big move. It tried to get going. I'm like really watching this trend line. Try to get going, but look at that. Smacked right away, not holding. Ooh, it's getting saucy. It's getting saucy. Okay, I actually feel less bad now about like when I got out technically early. Had the bot been running the trades for me, it actually would have exited there. So I would have been in the same position. So I no longer feel that I got an unfortunate bust. Man, it really tried to get going. Look at that. It tried to break the trend line and just smacked right back down. Man, what's interesting here is the bears keep pressing it on this line, but damn if the bulls don't step up and save it every single time. Every single time. Like, they try to, like, well, I wonder. All right. Updating my risk a little bit. Right now, taking on 6 points of risk. Not the most stoked. 6 points would be, what, $300? A $300 loss on top of an existing $100 loss. So that would be down 400. So if I get tagged here, not ideal. I'm also just generically not in love with the play because it's basically saying the range will break in my favor. And I don't know. Like, look at, ever since 9:55, we just keep pushing on the bottom of this range and it just doesn't break. We just keep pushing and pushing. So you could argue the Bears have some strength to keep pushing, but then obviously the Bulls have to have strength because they keep defending it. And we're seeing it across the entire market. The SPY keeps defending. And so do the Qs, really. It's just I don't know. I assume that there's many people across the world right now who are trying to exclaim, it has to break up, it has to break down, I know it. And in reality, none of us know dick, dude. We don't know what the hell way this one's going to break. I'm just wondering if I'm just going to get so incredibly chopped up. Why couldn't the market have just been easy today? A quick little retest of 6,000. You take that little short off, you go long, and then it pumps up whatever, how many ever points. Like, that would have been a great way to do it. A great way to do it. We break right here. Great way. We break, we retest, we base, and then we rip. Like A, B, C. Like, it was in the stars. That's how it was supposed to do. A rip, an overshoot, a retest, a base, and then we explode again. That was the script. That's what the market makers told me was going to happen today. They sent me a script early this morning by carrier pigeon, and they said, hey, Matt, we're going to have a good unemployment report. We're going to rip it. We're going to overshoot it. We're going to pull back. We're going to base, and then we're going to rip it even more. And I was told a lie. That pigeon lied to me. Can you believe that? A lying pigeon? I've been cheated. I've been bamboozled. I've been, dare I say it, hoodwinked. I'm back to break even. Nothing like being short at the bottom of a range like a dipshit. Some days I think I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to trading. And then other days I prove to myself that I definitively don't know what I'm doing when it comes to trading. Oh, why am I short at the bottom of a range? Why? Why would anyone do that? No good trader out there would be like, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to find an established range and I'm going to go short at the bottom of it. Oh, golly. Pull a tarot card. Chad, that might be the smartest thing I've heard all day. Why are we here guessing when we could be just telling the future? Why in the world would we ever spend any time guessing? Here we go. Real Crispy is calling for a 1030 wick down and a pop. Well, if that doesn't happen, I assume you are going to ban yourself from the community. I'm just giving it a quick little shuffle here. Quick little shuffle. We got to know what's going on in the market. We got to know. Here, let me extend this a little bit to the right, just so. Dude, is it going to, how much? I would understand this type of support being found at 6,000. Why is so much support being found at 6,005? Who the fuck is putting in buy orders at 605 and not 6,000 flat? What psycho out there is like, you know where my long's from? And everyone's like, oh, you bought at 6,000? Like, I bought at 6,005. Like, what crazy people are putting their buy orders in at 6,005? Are they insane? Am I dealing with like the fucking insane asylum? Who would do that? It's the same people going all in on 2.7 offsuit. I just don't get it. All right, here we go. We are about to foretell the future. No more guesswork, for the prophecies are within the cards. 3, 2, 1. Stop there. Abracadabra, alakazam. Oh, mighty market lords, please offer us some guidance. Looks like we're getting drunk tonight. That is one happy drunk cat. 4 of cups. Dude, that is a happy cat. We're getting fucked up today. All right. I don't even think that's a market prediction. I think that's just like guidance that we should go to the bar now. I think that is guidance that we should go to the bar. And what is the 4 of cups? Boredom, discontent, disappointment. A relationship is no longer satisfying or interesting, or you are feeling depressed and overly focused on your own emotions. A change is needed, a wind of change that will dispel the evening fog. The good news is that the current negativity may be the spur of a period of reevaluation that will force a new direction. That is one happy drunk kitty. Oh, brother. Hey, the market fell. The market fell. Hang on. Where should my wrist be? Fuck it. All right. My stop's at break even. If we have a runner, we have a runner. I don't know, dude. I don't know. How would I know? How in the world would I know how the market's going to react? Do you guys understand the pressure you put on me day in and day out? Matt, is the market going up? Matt, is the market going down? Matt, are you my wife's real boyfriend? Matt. I don't know. I have no clue. All I can tell you is I don't have any risk. I put on my trade. Maybe it breaks. Maybe it bounces. I don't know. Folks, I don't know how to trade. I don't even know what I'm doing here. It's all crazy. It's just numbers on the screen that go up and down. It makes me feel like I'm losing my fucking mind. No one knows what they're doing here. I think the fact that none of us know what we're doing is symbolic of life. No one knows what they're doing in life. We're all here just trying to figure it out. We're all just trying to figure it out. You asked us. Yeah, I wish you guys told me what's going on. Dude, I could end the day green right now. I could be net green by $200 on 25 accounts. I could take my 5K and sail off to the closest margarita store and show them the ugly side of day drinking. That could be me. I could be that guy right now. I'm tempted to move it down here because that would make me for sure net profitable on the day. I'm real tempted, team. Because I'm in at 12. If I move my stop to 9, that's $150. I'm down 87. So no matter what, your boy makes money. Your boy makes money if I just move my stop down. But no one ever pitched this show as the right thing to do. Do it. Take profit. Well, no one talked about taking profit, Jack. What? You think we're here to make money? What a silly, silly suggestion. Silly, silly. David, how did you get the number 1 crown in here? Dude, I feel like Spicy, the real Spicy chef, got kind of shafted in this whole ordeal today. It feels like it was just unwilling to give him any points, even though he did the most to get the most points. Okay, what do I do? What do I do? Well, la-ti-da. There is a high chance of a bounce here. Right at 6,000. Super high chance.
Order canceled.
All right. Your boy got green. Your boy got green. But now. But now, you guys know what I'm thinking about. Do I start batting for the other team is the real question here. Do I start batting for the other team? Do I do it? Do I do it? Do I have the cojones to pull this off? What's the options flow looking like? Maybe Basin. Oh, look at that. That even... do I have the balls? Do I have the balls? I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I could begin Payday Friday. That's probably somewhat of a solid suggestion here. All right, let's go to the 5 minute on all this. Maybe we're all getting a little bit too crazy looking at the 1 minute. Maybe it's making us go a little bonkers. Get all those failed breakouts. All right. You still have time to sign up on locals. We're about to pick people in real time off of both YouTube and Rumble. Well, golly. Is it going to bounce? Like, are they... Who knows which way this one breaks? Are they going to break it down? This is... If you can catch, either it's going to be a nice bullish trend or a nice bearish trend. If you can catch the trend off of this level, you'll probably make some good money today. This is the important retest. If it fails, the bears are going to dominate, market falls. If the bulls step in here, you could have a nice pop. A nice pop.
Order submitted.
I'm taking a stab at it. Fuck it. All right. We're switching teams, folks. We were skins and now we're shirts. Wait. When you play, do you guys play with shorts or not? Okay. Risking the recent low. If you wanted to, you could risk an even closer recent low. I'm using the low at 1032. You could risk the 1034, like this breakout bullshit in here. 606 would have inverse shoulder, head, shoulder. We're trying to snap the neckline. Maybe you push back up to 14. 606. Do I want to risk 605? 605? I might, if I do that, if I go up to 606, it's only 4 points of risk. It's only $200. So if I'm wrong, it's not even that bad. I like it. We'll see. Max loss for me is $400, or 4 points, $200, but I'm already up 75. So I'd only be down 125, which is completely survivable. So, all right, now that we have that play live and well, actually, what does this look like? Yeah. All right. Now we're looking for another trend line test. Let's see how this bad mamma jamma goes. All right, let me log in. Let's get our competitors. We're going to start off with YouTube, dashboard, giveaways. All right, let's get this rocking. Random number, anyone can win. It's going to be a number between 1 and 100. 1 and 100. We are going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Rip it. KM, do not leave chat. If you leave chat and you're the winner, I won't be able to track you down. So do not leave chat. You got to stay, because if you win something, I need you. I need to be able to reach out to you. So if you leave chat and I can't find you, we'll just double up the prize next week. But please do not leave. I'm begging you. KM, if you identify as KM, do not leave the chat. Woo, 48. So just stay in chat. Please stay in chat. All right. Random number generator. We're going to pick someone off of Rumble. We'll do between 10 and 25. 21. 21, 21, 21. 21. All right, we are doing 21 comments past Turf Dog. Past Turf Dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Mike Kimmel. Mike Kimmel, congrats, dude. I feel like you've competed a lot. Mike Kimmel, you are the representative of Rumble. All right. And then the final thing we have to do is pick our 3 people off of locals. All right. So how many people actually got in on this? 102. So 1 to 102. We have 39. We have 97. And we have 96. Okay. 39, 96, and 97 are in order. So we did that. How's the market looking? How is my position? I am slightly green. I am slightly green. I should probably move this down by 2 ticks. Okay. Where am I at? Where am I at? We have this. Well, it might get going here. Should I just go to break even now and just pray it never comes back? Pray it never comes back? MSTR's getting that pop. Tesla's even getting a fucking pop. Jesus. Hang on. I think I'm going to have to update some stuff here. Okay, hang on. If I'm about to track down the right locals people, but I do need to manage some of these positions. I do need to manage some of these positions. Rolling. All right, if you're in the Discord, flat. All right, I'm just swinging some trades here. What else? Meta, MicroStrategy. How is NVIDIA's daily chart looking right now? Not like much. Netflix taking a breather. Avago, not much. Coin. ASML. ASML. All right, you know what? Before I do new positions, maybe I'll just let it breathe for a second. Just let it breathe, you know? We'll let it play out. Where was this? I could move this stop to break even now. All right, fuck it. No risk, Matt. All right, so I'm at least not digging myself into a hole. It is a weird risk point because it's not even taken out that low, but since we're doing this race and everything, it's actually pretty close to tagging me. But whatever. If it tags me, it tags me. Didn't cost me anything. And if it rips, it rips. So it just it is what it is. If this is so right here of why I'm so interested is because this is the breakout level. So if it starts to turn, well, at least it didn't cost me anything, and I maybe should be looking at a short if it does get rejected. But if this is the breakout and it rips, well, guess what? I got into it and I didn't really have to take on much risk. So that's what I have going on there. And what do I have to do? I have to track down these people. Oldest. All right. So there's 25 per page. So that is 25. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Jeff, good old Jeff. All right. Cool. That was page 2. So the bottom of this page is load. Faster. We need 96 and 97. All right. So the bottom of this page should be 100. Load, faster. All right, 100, 99, 98, 97. Ooh, sorry, does not count. Double. Hey, I got to stick to it. If you look at the post, no duplicate names, you will be disqualified. That is a bummer. So, yeah, that sucks. So we're just going to go to the next two, Matt Stryker and Tesla Trader. Got to follow the rules, folks. Without rules, what are we? Animals? So congratulations to Stryker and Tesla Trader. Well, Tesla, you would have gotten it regardless, but Matt Stryker getting pushed in because someone broke all of the rules. What are we without rules? Just crazy people? How could I run this community if we just broke all the rules? That would be insane. That would be loco bonkers crazy. All right. Unlucky. It's not unlucky. Just follow the rules, dude. It's not I think the other people got lucky, but for the rule breaker, there we go. Play. All right, we're getting marbles going. It's about to knock me out. It's about to knock. Do I just take my money or do I just take it? Because I can make 200 here. Or do I just pray that it magically turns? All right. All right, let's get our people. Race. Random. All right, we are doing buckshot. That's an interesting one. All right. Representing the YouTube Redland, we have KM.
Order canceled.
All right, I just got knocked out for break even. KM. Then we have the Greenland Rumble, MK, Mike Kimmel. And then we have good old Jeff from Game of Thrones, Joffrey. We have Matt Stryker. And then we also have old Tesla Trader. All right, so those are our 5 racers. We have this. Cool. Let's get going. Oh, do not need that. Wait. Okay, cool. Let's get, where's our tendies and tunes? Let's get some of this music right. Whoa. What the fuck? Are you guys seeing this bug or am I losing my mind? Did I do something wrong here? I feel like I might have messed something up. That's a lot of racers, but it looks like it's all the right racers. So I'm kind of tempted to run it this way. Like I really am, because it looks like they all got distributed. They just have a lot of different chances now. All right. Well, we've never done it this way, so it's gonna be an interesting one. All right. We're going to listen to a little Velvet Kohrs, Get Slick With It. We're running in. This is going to be a wild one. Running in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and we are off. I don't know how I did this. Tesla, one of the Teslas taking an early lead. A KM just died. Matt Stryker, who's it gonna be? Who is gonna win this one? All right, so whoever gets the closest is gonna be the official winner, and they all have a gazillion different chances. All right, it looks like this is just like a target-based thing, not a race one. Lots of MKs, Mike Kimmel's dying, some KM's dying. All right, whoever gets closest to the center is going to be the winner. Lots of deaths. All right, Matt Stryker, first shot. That's a good one. Matt Stryker, 2 good ones. Dude, this is wild. Who is going to be the closest? This is kind of an interesting way to run it. Looks like Kimmel. Tesla. Oh, you were there for a second. Kimmel, KM. Kimmel. Looks like Kimmel is currently... Tesla! You were there for a second. Back to Kimmel. Jeff. Oh. Dude, Kimmel does not miss, man. Who's going to win here? We have to be running out of shots soon here. All right. Here we have the final attempts. Can anyone know? Nope. Kimmel's the winner. Mike Kimmel. Let's see what these final results are. Yeah, Mike Kimmel actually had the first 2 spots. Distance of, I guess, just 89. Yeah, Mike Kimmel. Congratulations. The dark horse candidate who only got in there because someone else broke all the rules. That's crazy. Mike, congratulations. The winner of $150. And Jeff, Matt Stryker, and Tesla. So Kimmel, I will be reaching out to you to give you your money, your winnings. And then Jeff, Matt Stryker, and Tesla, I'll be reaching out to you to get you the free credit for the sim-to-funded options on Vanquish. What a race, dude. What a race. What a race. What a race. All right. Unfortunately, in all that craziness, this little wick here was enough. I was just trying to ride some big pushback to the upside, and it was just enough to get me out, unfortunately. Just enough to wick me out because I wanted to go break even. I didn't want to risk any money. So technically green on the day. Do I want to get back in? Like, is this just going to go? We're right at that trend line. MSTR is popping. Do I want it? The Mag 7 is kind of flat. So options are now flat. It's 1050. Oh, is it going to hold 6,000 or not? This is the big thing because we really haven't made a fresh high, but technically we have made a higher low. So that would be the pretty evident risk point. That stuff's all bullish. Your risk isn't bad. Fuck it. Do I really want to be that belligerent about it? Yeah, I do. In fact, I do. All right, I took a long again on this. Obviously, my risk, as always, if I'm trading well, I minimize my risk right away. I'm in a 25, 35, 36. All right, we'll put that as my max target. If that hits, I'll be up about 1K. So I'm long at 6,014 on the ES contract. I'm risking that recent low. And I'm right now, the 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hours, all bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hours, all bullish. The concept is the bounce off of 6,000. The SPY started to pick up a little bit. Mag 7 started to pick up a little bit. Oh, I'm down bad on my Tesla trade. Ooh. We are above this gamma, so that should act as support. Next one is 6,020. Let's see what the net OI is. We have some long calls up to 6,015, then a lot of sold calls in here. So by the time we get up to 6,020 to 45, lots of sold calls, but then there's long calls at 6,050. That's actually, in terms of the close plays, that's the closest biggest play at 4.7 thousand shares. Interesting. What else is moving today? So Tesla is somehow bouncing back. That's just fucking nuts. Palantir. Meta's now getting hit, interestingly. So Tesla's recovery, I mean, Jesus, 291 to 301. That's actually impressive. Microsoft. Netflix is getting hit. Broadcom's trying to bounce back. Apple, Coin. ASML's not moving at all, but the daily chart is interesting. Of course, I get in, and the first thing it does is say, hey, man, maybe we're breaking down, actually. Oh, was this my mistake? Was this my misstep? We'll find out. We will find out. We will find out soon enough. Tesla is, that's just, it seems so dangerous. But maybe that's where the money's made, is in the danger. All right, basically SPX needs to clear its way above 6,008, 6,010 to have a real shot at this intraday high, because still we haven't put in a fresh high. Technically, we have put in a higher low right here at 1045. But when you have lower highs and higher lows, that's just consolidation. So we're still in a weird way, just kind of waiting to see which way this consolidation either does or doesn't break. Either we go below 6,003 and retest 6,000, or we start to break above 08, we break above 10, and then we have a real shot at the intraday high. Options, SPY is flat. Mag 7 has been slightly trending up. Past minute or two, a slight trend down. Microsoft, new all-time high, looking legitimately strong. Let's go to the scanners. Hims, Moderna, Etsy, Reddit, Netflix, UPS, Mara is calling out some of these miners. Interesting. The VRP. Let's go to the equity hub. Let's see if we can find anything interesting. All right, so Tesla, well, it's probably a fucking mess today on Tesla. High vol point is back up to 325. Maybe 320. If you are attempting to pay the recovery on Tesla, I'm personally not as of now, but if you are, there's a real shot up to 320, 325 based on the current option structure. NVIDIA, maybe 144 right here, the peak. Microsoft might have room all the way up to 490. That's a pretty large play there. Apple, we got some bets at 220, 225. Netflix, last close 1,000. If it can hold 1,250, you might be talking 1,270, 80. MicroStrategy, if you're playing the recovery, 385, which is actually the top of the breakout zone as well. So 385 is interesting on MSTR. And then Meta, we're just above 700 right here. Yeah, it's getting caught up in this zone, the low vol point. All right. And the overall market is just sideways. How's the Russell doing? Russell's actually fighting back pretty well intraday. Yeah, I'm not seeing any nice trends or anything like that, unfortunately. We're already getting into a chop fest, a snooze fest, but maybe that'll lead to a more interesting afternoon. I'm trying to set up some alerts, breakouts, and breakdowns for myself because there might be a play, but overall, we were in a chop zone. We broke down. It was a fake out, and then we bounced right back up into the chop zone. So the chop zone that we spent so much of the morning in, we are just now sucked back into it. So nothing too crazy. No nice follow-throughs. The fact that we bounced off of 6,000 and all the momentum is bullish on the 5, 10, 30, and 4-hour on ES and NQ tells me that maybe the bulls have a bit of the upper hand because I do like how they supported 6,000. We found support, but also who knows, maybe on a secondary test, there is no more support. Maybe that was all the support they had because the bulls really defended 6,005 for some reason. The bears got it to crack. We touched 6,000 and bounced right off of it. I tried to take that long, but then during that crazy race, I had a break even, and unfortunately it got tagged where if I was really thinking, the entry was probably right here. If you want to talk about a perfect entry, this recovery at 1033, because you could have been in at 6,000, risking only 4 points. So such minimal risk. And right now you could put your stop at break even and you're risking nothing, and you would have just been taking on less risk instead of where I got in closer to like this 1045 point and currently a wee bit underwater. Fuck. I might have to flip here. Is this a brutal fake out? Tesla's going. Like I said, this has opportunity up to 3,000 or 320 in terms of the option structure. This is about to tag me out. I put my risk at like this failed breakout, which SPY just dumped. Yeah, I just got tagged out. I just got tagged out. Now I'm down 150 on the day. I'm down 3 points. Fuck it. I'll take it. Whatever. I don't know where the market's going. Oh, I have no clue where the market's going. All right. Put my risk. If I can catch a trend, I can catch a trend. That's the nice thing about trends is if you just need to catch one to make up for all like your silly little mistakes. So I lost 3 points. That's $150. Each point is $50. If you catch a trend, you can make a lot more back, a multiple back. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I do find it interesting that someone just unloaded some size heading into the new hour, which I think is a bit strange. Mag 7 is somewhat decent. These alerts are not going off. Oh, wait, hang on. I might have gotten faked out. Look at the Qs. A little flush down here. And then that pop. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is just a tough read of like, are we holding the breakout or not? So all I can do is admit to myself, be humble enough to say I have no idea where the market's going. So that means just control your risk and assume you're going to be wrong with that mindset, the very important mindset of assume your current trade is a bust trade and the next trade is going to be that amazing one. So you want to like stay in for it. So that's right away why I minimize my risk. Like right away, I just put my stop there. Hopefully I could be disciplined, and generally this isn't my problem, but I know some people end up you moving your stop as you get close to it. Nope, already minimized my risk. Go in the worst case scenario, I'm out 6 points, which is $300. That would put me down net $450 on the day, which once again, one good running trade and you can make that all back. So I think a super, super healthy mindset is assume your current trade is dog shit and minimize it, protect it. Don't let your account blow up because it's going to be that next trade that's going to be the really, really good trade. So that's the mindset I'm attempting to do these day trades, these scalp trades with, because right away, just move the stop, move the stop, move the stop, move the stop. But I'm wondering if this breakout's going to hold because it tried to break on the SPY. Looks like it's getting smacked right now. Tesla, I'm telling you, according to the options market, if this gets going, there might be room all the way up to 320, which is crazy to hear, but it's very true. So let me mark out some of these recent lows. I want to know which way this bar breaks because we're back now at this trend line. Can I minimize my risk? I could move my risk to 12. So then my risk would only be 3 points. That's $150. That does sound better than 6 points. But is it too aggressive too early? What's the options flow doing? The SPY is starting to the SPY has never, it caught itself off that first bounce at 6,000, but now it looks as if we want to revisit 6,000. Right in here, this pump was pretty much associated with this delta pop, but you could see there wasn't follow through in options, hence why price went flat. So now we're at this weird thing where does it just want to reevaluate it? Or kind of re-examine the supply and demand at 6,000? Well, that's a nice pop, actually. Little fake out, took out this low, took out these lows, getting that pop there. Whatever. I don't know. Humble enough to say I don't know. I'm just risking that recent high. If it takes me out, maybe I'll flip long. I just need to catch one good trend, and that's how you make a shitload of money. One good trend. See, the Mag 7 is still looking strong. The tech sector wants to go, but it seems as if the overall market is... It seems as if the overall market is bringing it back. The SPY is not catching as strong of a bid as the Qs are. Tesla is actually fighting back pretty decently. Meta, after breaking 700, is not holding. MSTR fighting back decently. Nvidia, Microsoft, after hitting a new high, coming down a bit. Netflix getting sold since open. Broadcom flat. Apple popped at market open, but giving it back. Coin flat. We're not seeing a nice generic trend across the board by any means, which is in a weird way being represented in the market. We really haven't moved. The opening 15 minutes, we're still in that range. Like we had some excitement right out of the gate, most likely due to tensions calming down between Musk and Elon, but more importantly, because of the unemployment report. And since then, we got that pump right at open. We gave it back. Didn't really push down, but we're also not really, we're just range bound. So there's nothing too crazy to do here. So if anything, this is just an emphasis on protect your risk, because when we finally do break, and hopefully it does happen today, you just want to be in on that play because that's where the money's going to be made. So in the meantime, as we're waiting to see if a range is actually ever created here, you just have to be patient and patient and patient. And we'll kind of go from there, but it's just, we're not really, the only thing I actually see trending right now is Tesla to the upside. Palantir's flat. Meta got cracked. MSTR is also trending to the upside a bit. Yeah, just wait. Pay patience. I'm not seeing anything too enticing at the moment. Obviously, I have that short position, but my risk is very, very close. So if it does collapse, cool, I'm in it. And then if we break up, I actually might flip it to go long because, like I said, I'm in it with minimal risk, and I'm just looking to see if I can catch the big trend of the day, which just simply has not occurred quite yet. That's what I have for you. Specialty shout out to Vanquish, brand new system. They redid their entire dashboard. It looks beautiful. It looks amazing. Check it out. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Use that code Goonie to get 25% off and a free reset. Congratulations to Matt Stryker, Tesla, and also Jeff. You will all be getting a free account. I'll be reaching out to you later today. And then also shout out to Mike Kimmel, MK, for winning. And then also shout out to KM for, I guess, just participating. That was quite the race that we had today. Definitely an interesting one. So folks, I hope you're crushing it. Remember, the name of the game is minimize risk, minimize risk, minimize risk. When you minimize your risk, it allows you to fight in this game and keep going. Keep going. That is the key by far. That's what I have for you folks. We'll be posting a video on the secondary Evergreen channel later on today. The queues are breaking out. I might have to manage this somewhat soon. So make sure you're checking that out. And then we'll also be doing an update video on Sunday. So if you're in the Discord, I'll see you there in a second. That's what I have for you guys. Best of luck today. Minimize your risk. Make a shitload of money. Have a great weekend. Be safe. If not, have fun. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And if you are doing something I'm going to do, call me up and maybe I'll join you with it. That's what I have for you folks. I hope you crush it. Peace.